Good morning. What's up, Richard? How you guys doing? Sorry, I look like crap. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have a good morning. Good show. Morning show. Hey, thank you. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Yep. Good morning. It's my dog. I gotta get my dog. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna talk about Kevin Samuels. He's dead, y'all. Kevin Samuels is dead. We're gonna talk about it. One moment. Be good to me. I'll be good to you. We'll be together. See each other. Walk away with victory. All right, you guys. We gonna get into it. Is somebody trying to get on already?
Hello.
Listen, I need to put my headphones on. My dog didn't eat up all my headphones. I can't
Hello, do you hear me?
co-hosting right now. Can somebody stop doing that? How do I disconnect this? There you go. Sorry about that. My dog didn't ate up my freaking headphones. And so bear with me as I get my studio ready. You guys, Kevin Samuels is dead. Can you believe it? I mean, I've been wanting to freaking get successful enough here on TikTok to where I could have got to meet him. I mean, I was just waiting to see him live. Lord knows I've been seeing the Island Boys on live a lot. I mean, if you are tired of the Island Boys, raise your hand. I think they were trending out. I do like them though. You know, I what can I say? I hope this works. I don't know if it's going to work. My freaking dog ate my goddamn headphones. Let me tell you, if you think you want to get a dog, really consider on getting a therapist first. I don't have the things. Maybe it'll work this way. I'll let you guys come on so I can come. Well, here, let me do multiple guests so I can test my headphones. Co-host. No, I don't want to co-host. I want to do yeah, baby. Okay, so please come through. Hopefully I can hear you guys. If not, I'll have to turn off my mic. I want to have a good sound this morning. How many of you guys love Al Green? I put Al Green on. The reason why I put Al Green on, Love and Happiness, is because that is the true essence of, I think, love. You know what I'm saying? And Kevin Samuels was giving some relationship advice, I think, horribly. Okay, he was sitting over there on a day-to-day basis just bashing women. Last thing that I heard through the grapevine that Kevin Samuels said was that single mothers were leftovers. That is so inappropriate. Good morning. Come through. Let's talk about it. Have men lost their rocker? I've already had this conversation with you guys. Listen, Mother's Day is tomorrow. Okay. And I wouldn't want anyone to die right before Mother's Day. But it's kind of an irony. A man that freaking bashed women on a day-to-day basis dies right before Mother's Day. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Mind you, I don't glorify in people's death. Like, there's nothing happy to be about right now pertaining to him dying. But I have to say, when I found out that he died yesterday, I was like a little numb. Hey, what's up? Okay, so are you there, TK?
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Unfortunately, only through one earbud because my dog didn't ate up my headphones. Oh my God. Having a new puppy, let me tell you something. It's been less than good sometimes. So anyways, back to the topic. TK, Kevin Samuels, and I'll put him in the background if you know, maybe somebody doesn't know who he is. I'm pretty sure everyone knows who he is on TikTok. 1.4 million 1.4 million subscribers. Why were people so into Kevin Samuels? Why? I really just didn't get it. I was like, why do you guys give this guy so much attention when he's just sitting there bashing black women? Black women don't need more black men bashing us. Why was he so successful?
People like that kind of rhetoric. That's why.
I mean, what was it? And you know what's really funny is that mostly women were attracted to this type of content. Pre-orgasm, really, sis. that name. She said I wasn't. Neither was I. I just don't get it. Like, why women? It's almost like we like the chase. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the worse that he made women seem, the more women were like, "Ooh, this is what I gotta fight for." We love the chase. I mean, let's not negate the fact that this guy was in his 50s. He's 56, and guess what? Through the grapevine, he died. He fell on top of a woman. This is really like womanish related, okay? He died. The last person he was with was a woman, and right before Mother's Day. And I just don't see any positivity that he brought on social media. What are your thoughts? More thoughts. Where are you? You at work, TK?
Oh, there's a lot of noise.
You hear some noise?
No, I'm asking you, is it a lot of noise?
Yeah. Sounds like you.
I'm at work. And I have my earbud in, so it picks up every single little detail noise.
It's not like a nuisance or anything. It's just like a subtle in the background. It's fine.
Oh.
Let's read some comments here. 56 giving dating advice and still dead alone. You ain't never lying. Listen, I'm trying not to glorify during his RIP, but let me tell you something. There is something that is just really irony about this. There's some irony, is there not? It's just like. Huh?
Well, the problem is what he said was that he said that basically women were going to, die alone. But let's be clear.
He said that too? He said women were going to die alone.
Yeah, die alone with their cats.
He had this sense of like if somebody said, listen, I'm not slandering him, okay? I'm just giving thoughts, if that's okay. I'm simply just wanting to share with you guys, like I usually do, thoughts pertaining to hot topics. And this is a hot topic right now. And unfortunately, a sad one as well. He said he would die alone at 35 and we were leftovers. Oh, he said we would die alone at 35. Yeah, that's right. He said we would die alone at 35. And that hit me a trigger because I'm 36 and me and my fiance are separated. So I was like, dang, like, who even talks to women like that? Calling us leftovers? While he's leaning over, passed away. You just can't wrap your head around the shenanigans. And again, please come here. I would like to know your guys' opinion. I'm not slandering this man. This man is dead. I don't think you could. This isn't a race here. Okay. Clearly, God had another plan. Okay. Because I know you could live to your 100. And I do believe in karma. But I don't believe in glorifying somebody's death. But you know what I'm saying? I'm a TikTok creator. I'm a commentator just like him. But I just got a different approach on this. Do you think that Kevin Samuels would have felt bad for a 35 or 36-year-old woman if she had died single? He didn't really have a sense of care when it comes to certain things. It was just kind of like he was going to say what he wanted to say, whether we liked it or not. And that's how I am too. So I have respect for him. Don't get me wrong.
And Swansea, the person who's in here, I'm going to address that. So you said that he only said it to individual women, not entire population. Well, when you say it to a particular woman, that means you're addressing the population of those women. Mm-hmm. So I think that when you say that doesn't mean anything, that does mean a lot. That's addressing. He was saying it to black women. Mm-hmm. So let's be clear and be open about what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Soldier said, well, a lot of what he said was truth about women trying to teach them to respect themselves. At the end of the day, to sit there and tell us how to respect ourselves, yet you're sitting on social media platforms degrading us on a day-to-day basis. How do you think that that's helping out the community? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to teach women how to respect themselves, why don't you practice what you preach, is what I'm saying. If he could, if he would have, and he didn't and can't. Okay. Okay. Real talk. Rocky, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Hey, Andrea, how are you?
Hey,
I just want to
good.
say I've been watching your journey, and
Oh,
you are beautiful and strong. So don't worry,
Thank,
life goes on. You're gonna be okay. Okay.
thank you.
So,
Go ahead.
but outside of that, he also stated that you should believe, like, if your child tells you, like if they got touched at 5, and 10 years later they come back and tell you, like, hey, mom, Kevin touched me, and he used his name. He said, what if your child said, hey, mom, Kevin touched me when I was 5? Are you going to believe that child? So he's interviewing women to see how they would react in crisis situations and see who they're going to pick, either the man or their child. This was his last video, okay? His last video before he turned over, okay? And my friend was on there, and I looked at her so differently, because it's like, how do you have someone validate your life like that? Like, oh, Kevin said we're 27 and we're going to die alone. We need to submit to men. I said, what?
Right.
What's wrong with you? You need a holy bath, because you need to focus on your kids. We need to hug our kids, our sons, our daughters, and try to steer them in a different path, because that is not it. What he was delivering to women, some women needed it, but some women he would not give a chance. Like, how are you telling women they're too successful and they're intimidating men, and they won't be able to get them in because they make too much money, or they're too dominant? Advice. Just weird advice.
Just ass backwards.
And then you're going on the internet looking at statistics saying, oh, well, 65% of people only make $50,000. So what are you going to do? You make 70. So how are you going to get a man? Like, she can't learn how to compromise with her man or find somebody in her tax bracket. Like, he is acting like it's not 8,000 or 8 million people on this earth, billion, whatever.
Right.
I mean,
you're just speaking facts on facts. Black. And yes, I agree with everything you said. So I think you're the voice of reason, to tell you the truth. And it's just a sad situation. We're not slandering him. I mean, this guy was very impactful, but under what expense? You know what I'm saying? Being an African American woman, I feel in society we have enough to deal with, waking up with our skin as a stigma, and I mean, why couldn't he tackle those things? It's kind of like, no offense to anybody with the LGBTQI community, but I just feel like they just forgot about us, women in general. But he literally, that's just my opinion, guys. This ain't no debate here. I just feel like they're doing so much for their liberation, but you can't forget black people too, and everybody else that's been marginalized. We really got to band around each other when we're being bullied. And I feel like he was a bully.
Yeah, I do. Well, he did it to men first, but it wasn't entertaining because women did not care. Because once again, we are going to do our own thing no matter what. But since the men that he was talking to, he's an image coach and counseling. So the men that he was talking to, it really was like, okay, well, your nails are dirty. How are you going to get a woman with your nails are dirty? You want somebody to make $100,000.
That's so superficial, by the way. That is so superficial, by the way, to talk about a girl's nails.
No, a man's nails.
Oh, he was talking about a man's nails. Oh, yes. Okay. I didn't watch a lot of his videos because he was a trigger. Like,
I didn't either. I skimmed through a lot of information, so it wasn't like I was studying him.
I did see that leftover one. That leftover one. I was like, really? Leftovers? And let me tell you something. Not all leftovers are bad, okay? I don't like leftovers either. But you ever have lasagna the next day? Pasta the next day? Okay? Even steak the next day, okay? Not all leftovers, you know what I'm saying, are bad. Leftovers matter too.
Man, we've been there too long, So,
what the heck? So let's read some comments here.
Well, I think that I wanted to answer.
That was it.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, I think you mic dropped it. You made facts on facts. I mean, point blank. Period. End of story.
Right. I just had to give you some more information.
I love it. All right, sis. Thank you for coming through.
You welcome. Bye.
Oh, love the love. Okay, so let's read some of these comments. Somebody said DAM, so much hate for somebody. Not even close. He did the
We're
same
not
thing.
hating on
Yeah,
anybody.
ain't nobody hate. See, why is it okay for this man to come and hate on women on a day-to-day basis, yet he dies and I can't make a comment about his content that was very successful? Listen, I'm not taking away from what he was and what he did in the amount of time that he made an impact on social media. Listen, this guy was more successful than I am. Shoot, I'd be screaming to the mountaintops about things that I care about, like gun control and things like that. And you know what I'm saying? I have to work 10 times harder than he did. I mean, this is America here. This is the gap between women and men. Men just seem to be more impactful, but under what expense is what I'm saying. When you spend every day of your waking life making content that really hurts the community, especially the black community pertaining to women. You know, this wasn't really good content in my opinion, but he was entertaining, and that's why I think he was successful, because he said things that maybe some dudes want to say. There might have been some truth to some, but definitely not all. Let's see what else other people have to say. And that's why I love doing this, is because we can all have a conversation about it. You know, I need some therapy after some things he said, the other day, talking about single mothers are leftovers. How dare he? During Mother's Day, you got me messed up. Let me read some more of your comments. Yeah, go ahead.
My comment I want to know is the gentlemen that are here are saying the truth hurts. What truth are you at? What truth are you saying is that anybody's hurt? But because I truly, as a man, I want to understand what you mean by when you say truth hurts. Like, what truth are you referring to?
Like, bring on what? Yeah.
Like, let's have that conversation about what the truths are that you're referring to.
Yeah, and get ready to know the truth on my end. And you know I ain't never going to hold back. Let's see. Manolo said he did the same thing to men and women cheered him on. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing, that he also maybe he was just like a people hater. I don't know. He was 56 years old. He was stuck in his ways. Why do you have to make content bashing a gender? I don't get that. But let's see here. Laryl Beck said what he was preaching was not realistic. Why listen to someone divorced twice? That's what I was trying to say. I think I've said it a few times under his videos here on TikTok. I was like, why do you guys give so much attention? Like, you guys are putting fuel to the fire. And unfortunately, God fired him. He didn't even get to live 100 years. I mean, he was sitting over there talking about women and how we were supposed to look and men supposed to look and how we supposed to be, but maybe he wasn't treating himself well. Maybe it was a projection of his own insecurities, what I'm saying, or his own waking life. I mean, a lot of people that hurt people are hurting as well. And I do think his intentions were a little bit less than good. Just my opinion. You're entitled to yours. Please come here so we can talk about it. We're family. And
I have to address this one because this is a comment that's in here by somebody talking about an excuse to undermine a black man. You are so maybe I'm confused, or maybe you just born stupid. That it was basically the same thing he was doing to black women.
Right.
So I mean, come on, your point sounds irrelevant, right. And I think you are irrelevant. So I'm just gonna not even entertain your comment.
You don't want to get the twang out. TK will bring on the twang. But let me tell you this: I have said this since I've been live this morning, that I do think that he is the epitome of a successful person. Right? I mean, like Judge Judy said, who's one of my idols. I love me some Judge Judy. Okay, she don't play, but what she says, like, it could take a lifetime to be successful, and I do think that he became successful later in his life, and that's okay. Listen, he was a success. He was a sensation here online. Okay, we all knew who he was here on TikTok. And we all had something to say, and people were drawn to his content. He had a sense of his demeanor and being very stern and in control over the conversation. Listen, I'm a person too who likes to create an influencer, but I do battle being in control. Sometimes I'll let you guys take the wheel and I'll be freaking way off track, okay? Because I care. I just don't think that he did. Okay, so let's see what else other people have to say.
Darius, if you're going to say it, come to the live and say it. Don't try to text it up in here, because if you got something to say, come to the live and say it, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't about that life. You talk so much shit, bro. You ain't about that life. Don't get this shit fucking twisted.
Okay, hold on. Let's be respectful. Okay, so who said that? Was that UTK?
That wasn't me.
Oh, that was this
It was
person.
me.
Okay, it
It was
was
me.
you. Okay, so what are you? Who are you talking to? One and two. Why are you angry?
Talking to this ratchet idiot that's in here named Darius. I mean, whatever with a name like whatever. I ain't even gonna. I'm not gonna take over your live with that. Cause somebody who doesn't even have a real
Huh?
picture. I mean, you really and only 100 followers. You're not even worth my time. Goodbye.
Okay, so what?
Oh
What? So was he talking to you, TK? This adult son, something?
no, that was not me.
Oh, that wasn't you. I don't know who
No,
that.
Adolson had nothing to
No,
do with me.
I
No.
I haven't said a word.
Oh, okay. So what do you have to say, love? I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I'd be letting y'all be taking the wheel because I want to be a communicative person. Like I feel like we're all in this together, and I'm here to bring us together. Let's not let his life go in vain. Okay, we got quite a bit of people in here. Let's
I
talk
found
about how he impacted us. Go ahead, sis.
I found him entertaining. You're
Yeah.
talking about a man who was in his later years, who lived a whole valued life while preaching about a high valued life, and
Mhm.
then died a healthcare life.
Okay.
Sorry, that's just the way it went.
Mhm.
I'm
I'm
not
sorry.
saying that he's arbitrary or keeping people accountable. Nobody can keep anybody accountable. I think
Right.
he was entertainment, and he was
Yeah.
shock value entertainment. And he
Mhm.
took the same platform that a lot of people have taken to capitalize on the pain of Black women because that
Right.
sells. When
Right.
all else fails and you have
Yeah.
no talent, here's the digging pool. That bin has always been the bargain basement for people with no talent.
Right. Well, that's why I really can say this that I feel like African American women are just well, and men. I just think black people in general are so used in this country. But what does it say when we use each other as well? Like I've been actually accused of this of having a content pertaining to my people and trying to, I guess, get some likes or follows, and that to me is so that's probably the most insulting thing anybody's ever told me,
It's only
because
an Wait a minute, hold on. It's only an insult when you're still broke.
right.
It's like if if it actually capitalized, like you can say
Right,
what you want.
right,
Look at
exactly,
Oprah. Look at Oprah,
right,
her initial platform.
right.
Did she? Well, let's just say, does she care? Not right now.
You don't think she cares? You don't think Oprah
Not
cares?
not right now.
Not right now, but she gave a lot
Back
of money and cars and all the things.
back
She
in the
just,
day,
yeah,
that was the platform.
right. But then she came up and forgot about us. That's what you're saying.
No, she didn't forget. She doesn't care.
You don't think she cares?
I mean,
Yeah, I think
when
she's into her own life and just being in Hawaii and with her dogs.
she's moved past it. It was a platform that
She
most
did create
people
a
are.
school in Africa. She created a school in Africa, which I thought was really,
Maybe
really cool.
maybe that was her pittance. Kevin didn't get to his pittance.
Right.
Healthcare took him out.
That's right. You ain't never lie. Kays, did you have something to say? Would you like to say something
Mm,
pertaining to our late Kevin Samuels, who has passed away at only age 56?
yeah, I just wanted to say RIP to him because it's sad. No matter what, content he was supplying to the masses, he's still a
Yeah.
person and he still died in a tragic way. And I think it's just sad and kind of ironic that he can express how he feels and his opinion,
Hmm.
and people who don't like it are now dissing him when he's dead, but yet we see a lot more actual higher up figures who aren't black or are black, and nobody gets on their case for what they say, and it's completely way more detrimental to things going on than him giving relationship advice.
Okay, so you thought it was like it was just entertaining, like it wasn't. She should have been taken so serious, or he
Well,
might have gotten misrepresented by the public. But could you at least acknowledge that his audience was, well, it leaned more towards giving relationship advice to black women as if we aren't good with relationships.
oh, I don't disagree that I didn't like his sentiment on a lot of things. I didn't. And I disagreed with a lot
Yeah,
of
there's
his
a little bit of an
opinions.
echo, but I just want her to. I can still hear her.
Okay, how about now?
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, it's. Oh man.
Is it me causing the echo?
Okay, no, it's. Oh wait, who is this? It might have been.
Tabitha.
Hello? Am I echoing now? Is it still echoing? Everybody's gone. Come back and let's rewind. Yeah, I know, right? Thank you for coming. Listen, you guys come through. I want you guys to know this, that I appreciate you when you come, and that I'm not here just to talk and tell you about my opinion. I'm here to listen as well. And I want to know what you guys think about his impact, because I think this is really, really important to want to speak to each other. There is problems within the Black community. I am Black, and I'm telling you, I have yet to date or be with a Black man due to my proximity, and due to I've always found that Black men are always searching for other types of women. They just haven't really been that into me. And I'm single. I actually really do care to know more about the Black men on the intimate level instead of like a family brotherly level. Listen, I'm 100% Black, so I got cousins that are Black and my brothers are Black, and I have seen Black men be good, but to me, I haven't really had a good experience. So when this guy came out, he really just solidified my negative thoughts about Black men. And I don't like that. Like, I want to see more Denzel Washingtons. I want to see more Black men treating Black women good. And I just didn't get that with Kevin at all. There's a wonderful thing about us loving each other, that I just want to see more. And I just feel like you kind of dropped the ball a little bit. But I want to know what you guys think. Listen, I'm very sad. 56 is too young to die. And there are discrepancies within the health community pertaining to it, disproportionately affecting Black people. We die quite early because of what we eat and what we do. So I do want to be an influencer on changing the culture just a little bit. But let's talk about it. Hopefully with no echo.
Okay, is it echoing now?
No.
Okay, great. Yes. Okay.
I'll try to bring back her. All right. Hello. Hey, what's up? What are you guys' thoughts? I want to know. He's dead.
Yeah,
What the hell?
I believe he was very anti-Black. I believe that he did not further the Black community or try to have us engage in any thoughtful dialogue. It's just like, for people to be mourning a man who made his whole platform and career off of basically shitting on Black women, it's just disgusting. His aunt's Black, mother's Black,
Yeah.
sister's Black, daughter's Black, and you're saying they're on the opposite end of the beauty spectrum.
Right.
What does that say?
Right.
I mean, that says that a lot is embedded in the Black community. A lot of PTSD, a lot of post-traumatic slave syndrome. It says a lot. I mean, I can agree with you that a lot of what he said was, I mean, to me, it's not correct. Like, a lot of you're undervalued woman if you have kids, you're undervalued woman.
Leftovers.
You're 35.
He said
If
logs,
you're 35 and unmarried.
were unprofessional. We would never be CEO level.
I mean, I can agree.
Black man.
I
Why?
can't.
That's not true. I mean, on
Ketanji
some level,
Brown
I mean, some
is
things
just
were.
Supreme Court justice with these locks. Why? If you're just as educated, if you're just as well spoken, why can you not be CEO level because of locks?
Right.
Anti-Black.
Like, if that is so toxic, let's just say that that is so toxic to tell us that we are incapable, knowing what what historical devastating events that have happened. What was it? Ruby Bridges is 67 today, not too much older than Kevin was, and she couldn't even get to a elementary school. She had to take a test. And she's still alive today to go to freaking kindergarten because they didn't want us to learn. They didn't want us to read. They didn't want us to be intellectual. There was a fear for some reason. If we know more or be educated, we become a threat. And here this is a Black man today, you're 2022, telling women that we can't do things.
I see. If you don't like him, then move on. If he didn't like us, why couldn't he move on?
Because in reality, he loved us, but he didn't know how to articulate that. There are a lot of Black men.
One night stand.
Well, I mean, he had a good platform, and his guidings were like misleading and maybe not as correct. But I feel like he wanted to help us in some form. He just didn't know how to do it.
How can he help us if we the opposite end of the beauty spectrum to him?
I mean, it's like your mom. Like, don't you see a lot of?
And I brought a man here. I know a lot of girls are coming through. I brought a man here because I do want a gender perspective. What are your thoughts on
A
all
lot
this.
of what he said was true, but a lot of women didn't like the way that he delivered the information to you. We're not children.
Sorry, love. I just wanted to hear him. If okay, you can come back. What were you saying?
I've said a lot of women didn't like the way that he delivered the information, but what he said was true. The message was true. It's just women, they have a tendency to believe that we have to treat you like babies or we can't have a conversation with you without you getting upset. And the last lady, she said he built this whole platform on disrespecting women. He didn't. He started out with men, and he was coming at us crazy for years.
Can you give for
But
examples,
nobody
please?
said
Can you give for examples anything that you caught that he said about men or women? And was it just black people, like black men and black women?
He mostly spoke to black people because he couldn't. I mean, he couldn't relate to other cultures.
Okay,
But he
and
mostly
that's
spoke to
okay.
black people.
Right. So
Yeah.
what did he say? Could you guys give us, for example, what you said was that some of the stuff he said was true. I really want to know what you think he said was true
Okay,
pertaining
so
to black
let's see.
women, and what did he say about
Yeah.
black men?
So let's see. Let me give an example because I saw something.
I'd like to give you an example.
Okay, please.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, honestly, to me, he spoke the truth, nothing but the truth. And let me tell you why I say that. Because it takes you have to break an egg to make an omelet. And there's something about our relationships among black people right now. Our relationships between man and woman is like an illness. It's sick. He was like a medicine to it. What he did was he described why we were having so many breakups. With 80% of black women divorcing black men, everyone who gets on here and starts to say that it's okay, I believe they're part of the sickness of understanding that we should have been united. Our strength is together, and if we learn that we have a strength together, then that way we would further the cause. But we fell into today's society of breaking up the family, the homes. We have more gang violence, more kids doing
Okay,
damages,
you're making
but
some
it's
valid
all
points, but let me
symptoms.
just say this. 90% of the violence that are perpetuated into this, not only in this country, but also world, is perpetuated by men in general. It doesn't have nothing to do with black men or white men or nothing. It's just men. Men are perpetuating 90% of the violence, the gang-related violence and all violences, okay?
Okay,
And,
so
and then
hear me
also,
out
I would
with
like to
this.
say this. I would also like to say this because you sound like you really loved Kevin Samuels' content. But let me just say this. When I noticed, I let you speak because I wanted to hear who the blame was on pertaining to. And yes, I do think there needs to be a blaming. Somebody didn't drop the ball somewhere down the line. Okay. And when you said that women divorce men, well, have you ever asked yourself why? Why are we divorcing these men? Because the black woman, and I've been raised by nothing but strong black women. Okay. And what I've noticed is that there's a lot of infidelity that nobody wants to talk about, a lot of fetishization of other women in other cultures that nobody wants to talk about. You know, some of the best black men that are millionaires, which is very new to the black community, making money, are going to Kim Kardashian looking women, women that are olive skin with long hair. And we're trying to keep up with this, and that's just not us.
Okay, but let me ask you this question. Who's raising these men that you speak of?
It should be their fathers.
But who's raising them?
And mothers. It should be both.
Yeah, but who's raising them in reality?
The mothers.
Okay, so
the mothers have got to do it.
You can't blame the man for something that he's not there to do.
Oh, but here.
Okay. Now let me say something. In the Bible, okay, but let me just say this. Okay, let me just say this. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Okay, because so you're a good man, but so we're not talking about you. We're talking about the other ones. But let me just say this. It says in the Bible that the man is the head and the woman is the tail. So if we don't know where to go, whose fault is that?
It also says
we just wagging tails.
Supposed to cut your wife's arm off for some crazy stuff too. But you know, the Bible says some crazy stuff, but nobody takes it literally until it pertains to what they want it to pertain to.
Okay, so it's just all women. It's our fault, girls.
No, I did not say
it's
that.
Our fault.
I'm blaming it on both parties. It has to be interdependent instead of independent. Every time a black woman says I'm strong or whatever, that only pertains to independence, not interdependent, where both of us are working together, co-parenting, and doing what needs to be done for our children or whatever else is going on. A lot of people don't do that.
I do think that there's some resentment. But Anthony, what do you have to say about this too? It seems like you guys liked
Oh
him.
yeah,
You
I
guys
love
like
this
the fact that
topic.
he
I
said
love it.
that
I love it.
No,
single
I'm not
mothers were
saying that I like him.
leftovers.
Right.
I like the fact that he actually put out the things that we don't talk about in our community, in our
Okay.
culture.
And that's a
And
key.
then
That's a real key.
let's ask
Because
yourself this question: is it okay to celebrate his death?
No, nobody's celebrating his death,
Because
but
if
we
you look in
definitely
the comments
no,
right now, a
right.
lot of people are celebrating his
Yeah,
death.
but why though? He wasn't. He
They
okay.
don't know that
because
man
But
personally.
can you wrap your head around this? I do feel like the black man does
I
protect
think
the
he
black
was
man.
I think he was I think he was a key to helping black families come back together in a major
No,
way.
you're
What he was doing
no,
to me.
you
No,
know,
let me just explain how I feel.
no.
You allowed me
Yeah,
to
go
be on
ahead,
the
go
floor.
ahead,
Can I
go ahead,
explain?
Anthony.
Okay, they were very far in between families that got together, but when they did get together, they realized why they weren't getting together. When you start to talk about, and I'm not talking about high value men, I'm talking about men in general. See, when right now I hear almost all women saying they do deserve a man who's six figures and better. I have not really heard too many women just saying, I just want a good man who's going to come home and work and help me raise the kids. That is out the picture. Everybody right now is looking strictly at a dollar sign. Honestly, if you haven't done what it takes to become successful in life, and then you meet someone else who hasn't done what it takes to become successful in life, you shouldn't be looking for someone who's already made it and say to yourself you deserve them over somebody who's equal. You shouldn't be equally unyoked. You should be equally yoked.
You know,
And women
so
right now
yeah,
don't think
well,
they should be with
because we live in
women
America.
right now.
We live in America. You have to understand that we live in a capitalization country. Okay, where we're constantly trying to keep up with the Joneses. This is a culture here in America where we all want nice things. Okay, nobody wants to work 9 to freaking 5. Okay, we want to have a sense of standard of living.
But
Right.
did
I was raised.
you
The
Women,
most
let me just say
important
this.
thing
Women
in the
did
family was
more.
the kid.
Women did more in the house when we didn't have to take on the man role. But now, since the woman has got to take on the man role, because there's this thing called equally yoked and equal pay and equal this and equal that, now we have to be home as also be at work. So there is a imbalance, if you will, in society that maybe he did bring forth, but under what expense? I'm sorry, I'm 36 years old and I'm a single mother and I work. I'm a full-time realtor and I'm making money right now, not from doing this. I just love doing this. This is my hobby, but in real estate right now, it's looking real good for me. And you know what? I don't think I need a man right now. Okay, I don't. I want one, but I don't really need one,
Right,
and I'm doing everything.
Listen, please. I'm laughing at this time because when you described who you were, your voice became you had more baritone
He's going in and
in
out.
your voice
But
when you
Let
described
me just say
because
this:
you were talking
women
about
don't
how much
need
success,
men.
how much money you're making, and
I'm doing good without a man.
yeah,
So,
yes, you do.
but that's
so why
the
does
thing.
he think we
do
need
need a
one?
man.
Why do we need a man
You
for
do need a
what?
man.
But why
When there are men,
because
plural.
That's how you create a
you're making
family.
it like men need
That's-
women.
There's
all
like
the
that's
time.
how
tons
you-
of men
that's how-
out there.
that's how you-
Like, why do you need just one? Is what I'm saying.
There's no
Why is
asexual-
it okay?
there's no
Why is it okay?
asexual
Hold on.
woman.
Why is it okay for men to have multiple women, multiple wives? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't mind that. I mean, that's what you
We're not
do. That's
talking
what you
about
want to
that.
do. I
That's
have no
jumping
problem.
around. I'm saying there's no asexual women, nor are there any asexual men. You can't procreate without having the two. You need each other, or the human race stops.
Okay, but do you understand that he targeted women that were single with children
How did he
as if
target
that's
women
like
that
an
called
easy
him
No, he
thing?
didn't.
He
No,
said
he
we
didn't.
were leftovers.
How did he target them when they came into
No.
you?
What he's saying was, why are you women thinking that the guys who are next to you aren't good enough for you? That's what he was really saying.
Because maybe they're not. Maybe
And then
they
most
ain't.
of the
Maybe they
content,
won't.
did you watch like the full? Do you watch the full videos or just clips?
Let me just tell you this.
The majority of people just watch clips and get no content.
Right. I watched the full
Even
video.
though his
That's why I'm
delivery
saying
Which
was,
his
one
message was
are you
different.
relating
even
to?
though his delivery was totally absurd, but that's how he
But
delivered
you
it.
like that
But did
though.
y'all get the message though?
Get the message of what? That
No,
black
no,
men.
men,
Let me tell you
us men,
something.
we're told we're not good enough every day, all day.
From
By
who?
black
Who's
women.
telling you guys this?
Everybody, you,
You can
society,
go
You
on,
guys didn't put
everyone.
this
you
in
can
your
go on
head.
any social media platform right
No,
now
not
and look at a
true.
black man's comments and see a black woman in there telling him he's not good enough or this and that.
Do you want to
You
know
can
something
see that
honestly?
in his
Do you know what
daily
something
life.
honestly? I don't have anything nice to say about the black man because let me tell you
Because
something.
you
There's a
don't
lot
date
of
black
things that
men
I
either.
see. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because when I put on a pretty ass dress and I'm looking good in the club, and I see a few in the club where I live, guess what? They go straight to white women. That's just what happens.
Okay,
If I talk,
so
hold on.
wait.
If I talk to
Okay,
a black man, they talk to me like I'm their sister. They always give me love. Don't get me wrong. They always give me hugs and love, and they'll even buy me a drink. But they ain't trying to freaking date me. They trying to date the big butt a girl. The black men have fetishized other women, and to take the blame off themselves and blame black women. It's literally everywhere. It's in the media. It's
But
in
when did
freaking
black
social
men
media.
do that?
It's in the movies. Since you can remember, didn't you guys see that one movie, How to Be a Player? The white woman is always portrayed as better. This is something that keeps happening. Black men have to
I don't know about that because I only date
Let me
black
tell
women,
you
so I don't
something.
know.
I think
Yeah.
I don't know
it's
how that works.
absolutely pathetic that people are praising this man, and I do not
See,
condone
nobody.
celebrating
That's the
his.
thing. That's the
Excuse
thing.
me,
A lot of
excuse me.
black
Can
women,
I
y'all think
finish
that he's
speaking?
praising.
Hi, King. Can I finish speaking?
Yes, you may go ahead.
I think it's absolutely pathetic that people are praising this man, and I don't condone people celebrating his death or making a mockery out of it. That's inhumane. And then in another breath, you have people in the comment calling this queen bitter. I think it's absolutely crazy. We have to admit that Kevin Samuels was an absolute cancer in our community. I understand that we have problems in our communities that need to be spoken on, but if we're not talking about how to fix the issues,
Right.
we are part of the issues.
Right.
He didn't give
Well,
solutions. What he
yes, he
did was
did.
tear people down. Excuse me. What he did, and I watched Kevin Samuels. I absolutely watched, not clips. I subscribed to his channel and I watched him belittle women because they didn't hold value to them. They weren't good enough to look at the men that they desired. It was all about money for him. He put a price tag on your head. He made you feel valueless. He made you have to meet this mark in society, and that would be all you would be viewed as. And I don't agree. I love the black man for infinity to infinity. I do. Absolutely. I married one. We have 6 beautiful children
Wow.
together. I am for my black community. But at the end of the day, he was a cancer to us. He was absolutely a cancer.
Okay.
Now,
Well,
no.
you
Little
said
Kevin.
that you go to the club to find you a man, right? What type of man do you expect to find in the club?
I don't know, but I'll just give you guys a for example. But let me tell you something. At the end of the day, I was raised by a strong black grandfather. Okay,
Okay. Me too.
he gave me the most love any man in this earth could ever. And also, I have 2 biracial sons, but it doesn't freaking matter. In this country, United States of America, although my sons are half white, I have 2 of them, they are considered as black men. And I'm an activist for black men because I'm afraid that one day my son is going to drive and wear a hat or a hoodie and be shot by the cops. So it don't matter that I'd never been with a black guy. It's not that I wouldn't. Okay, it just never happened for me because of whatever situations, probably due to proximity, and I haven't met the right one. You don't think if Denzel was talking to me when he was in his early 30s, I would have been like, "What's up?" But he been with his wife for a long freaking time. So that's just crazy to think that I don't appreciate black men because I never had sex with one or been in a date.
But I never said that.
Come on.
I never said you don't appreciate black men. I said
But
you
let's
never
get back
dated a black
to
man, so how
what
can
she
you
said.
say
She
certain
has.
things?
But listen. So if I can't
In
freaking have a
accordance
say,
with
Miss Queen Map said it. She said he was a cancer, and why? He did
He
not
was
do
an
anything.
absolute cancer.
He
He
brought out our
set double
flaws.
standards. He
And
valued
she
us for
also
our
said that you
bodies.
subscribe to him. So you put money in a man's pocket
Yes, I
who's cancer to the black
I,
community?
I didn't know.
So you can make
Absolutely.
money on bringing
I
a
was
woman
out here
down.
so I can get
No.
notifications
Listen to what I'm
of his
saying.
post.
Listen
So
to
I
what
can
I'm
get
saying.
notification of his post
You
because
made money.
for us to
You
fix
gave this man money
Right.
because you
for us
you
to
thought he was
fix
a
the
cancer to
things
the
that
black
are in our
community. And
community
Well, it
that are
couldn't be.
wrong.
that was
We
black
have to
folks.
be aware of them. We
Yeah,
But
have
where
that's
to
was
be
he
right.
aware of
saying black
them.
That's
women
right.
when he was degrading black men? Because he did it for
He
years.
So why didn't
Before
you?
he,
So
before
what do
he
you have
took
to say about
off,
that?
he
Let's
did
talk.
it
Let's
for
stop talking about
years.
women. Okay, so why do you like him then? If he sat there and just
I
talked
like
about
the
black people.
message. I don't care about his delivery. I like the message.
So you
that
like the
black
message
people,
that women are
black women,
valued by
black
their
men
body
need
and
to
how
come
their body
together.
counts and their age?
Yeah, come
Like, come
No,
on,
on.
but
it's a
so
double
No, see,
standard out
you
here in
guys
but
these
are
look,
picking and
streets.
choosing what you want.
right.
I'm
The
picking out what's
message is
problematic.
black
I'm
women
picking
and
out
black
what's
men
But
need to be
problematic.
together and heal together.
right, there's a
That was
video
the
going
message.
around that he even says he's like
But
he
that's
wants to
all you guys take from it is a fight.
right. He said
It
he
was a
wanted black
fight,
people and men
What
to
did
come
he
together.
say? But
but
to
that
come together
wasn't what
under.
he was
That's
pushing.
a,
That's
but
what y'all have
yeah.
to
Okay, so let me
understand, and it's so
so Pete there,
frustrating.
Hey,
I
That's
hey,
mean,
what he
what
you
he
guys
said,
was
in the
but
what he
his
was
comments, don't
saying and what
actions
he
were
disrespect the
yeah
women.
different.
Don't
yeah
come on here disrespecting.
but like
They're
here's the
gonna
thing
have their
when he was
they're gonna
talking
say their
about
piece. I'm gonna say my piece, and we're gonna be respectable about it. Don't come in the
yeah
comments
right,
yeah.
disrespect.
Please, everybody. There's a lot of us in here, and
right,
I want us all to be able to, let's just say something good about him. Can anybody say something good about him?
but so
I can let me say this.
Please,
Let me say this.
please.
I thought he was very prim and pressed. And I really do like that. I think that him showing up in a suit and always looking just clean and representing black men in a very professional manner. I do like his tone as far as like how he never yelled at women. I want to say that I because I think it's scary sometimes. A lot of us black women have trauma. Okay, and I'm definitely one of them. And if a black man yells at me, I'm immediately in shock. Like I become like scared because of whatever situation I've had. So I like that he never yelled, and I liked his tone. But what his words, his content said was a whole nother story.
but let
Look,
me
I
ask
said
you
something good
this.
about him.
So like with me at least, I've watched a couple of videos, and like there was been times like for one, he had one woman that pretty much expressed the fact that she found a good man, she found a perfect man,
Right.
right? And he had this one little flaw that she didn't like, and because of that little flaw, he wanted to marry her. She broke up with him. It was a black woman, and she didn't see no issue with what she did because she wanted more. And what he was doing, like I said, many people were saying before, he talked to black men for a long time before he started getting on black women. And black men didn't have no issue with it because some of the stuff that he was saying to them, he accepted it. But
Like
when black women start,
what? Can you give
so
for
like
example?
Like we have small. Like he'll say like a man has a small dick. You don't have enough money to get these women
right,
and
and these are
things like
things that
that.
we hear
Exactly,
a
which
lot
is
of black men hear.
cancerous. King,
But
No,
you
like
are
I
that's
not
said,
a
valued by the
reality.
dollar you have in your. No, it's not
but
the
there's
It
a
is a
reality.
modern
reality in
has
America.
I
If you go
don't
to
value
another
by
right,
what
country,
you
maybe
have in your
Dubai,
pockets. I value
Okay.
how good of a person you are, and that's
yes,
that's the
you
that's the
value
Okay.
that.
issue.
Let's let
That's
each
it. I'm
other.
not. I'm not a
Let's let each other.
unicorn.
Let's let everybody have their floor. Um. What were you
um,
saying? I'll let you say something. I don't even know how to say your name. And then
it's
and then
it's
and then
probably what
and
you
let's
said,
respect
Christian.
women. Listen, y'all. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. Let's
Yeah, like
why
so.
don't you, instead of cutting her off, be like, I'm saying just the way that you talking to her. Could you just be like a little bit more,
It's
gentleman like?
okay. I can
You
accept
can,
it. I
yeah,
can
but that's the
accept it.
problem, sis. But that's the problem.
But
We always have to be in a strong mode. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he got that. Like, black women are
And
very
I will say, I did cut
nurturing.
him off as well. I did cut
Okay.
him off.
But it's
So
like now you're submitting.
no, I'm not submitting.
no,
I'm a
and that's
woman
that's the thing
who
though. It's not
definitely will.
submission. That's the issue. Like, and I actually had this conversation with like a group of women and some guys. We had an open dialogue about this very topic. Is because a lot of women feel like submission is some form of slavery, and it's not. It's not that you submission like the way like we all cut each other off. So with her, I respect her for the fact that she admitted that, and same thing with me. So it's like with black men and women, we got to come to a thing where we respect each other. When it comes to like this thing, and a lot of what I'm seeing is this whole feminist thing, right?
Yeah.
And you have to go back and study where the feminism came from. It was never for black women. It's just they used it and brought black women into it. Black women have jumped on the ideology of feminism, and so they take that and they're running with it, right? So what I'm saying is and I don't praise Kevin Samuels because I've heard things that he said, and I've heard people say he said some things. So I'm not saying I agree completely. What I'm saying is there are things that he said. So like for me, I'm 27, right?
Yeah.
I've had conversations with women, and they've said the same thing that they agree with me. I'm 27 with no kids. I got my own house, car, all that. Wonderful job, right? So for me, I'm not looking for a woman that's already got kids. Like I'll find a beautiful woman, and sad to say, if she's got kids, or got like more than 2 kids, or whatever, I'm not looking for that because I already know what I bring to the table as far as me. I want to start fresh, right? So I'm not looking for that. It's not saying that she's the undervalued. I know that's what he said, but there are some men that see it that way because they want to start fresh. They don't want to start off where somebody else is left off, right? Again, women have
Yeah,
choices.
but that's another thing. But you're young, so you think that a woman having a kid is an issue. Well, I'm here to tell you right now. I have kids. I'm way older than you, and I'm not looking
Right.
for a man that has kids either. Okay, I
Right,
ain't
but
trying to take
okay,
care of nobody else's kid. So what
right,
you're
but
confusing is preference and
but what I'm
stages
saying
in
is like,
life. Listen,
yeah,
when you are in your 50s, ain't nobody in their 50s looking for people with kids. They might have
but
some
like yeah,
you know
but
what I'm
like you
saying?
just
So
said,
it just
but like you
depends
just
where
said,
you are in your state of. Listen,
right, but
it
like you just
depends
said,
on
you 30,
you.
you're what, 35 with how many kids do you have?
I got 3, and 2 are almost out
Okay,
the
right,
door.
right,
So,
right. So if you're
and they have
35
great.
with
Let me
three,
tell you this, and they have great fathers. I have to
right,
fight for
and
my
that's
kids.
great.
They're not
That's
even here now.
beautiful.
They're with them.
Right,
So
that's
you just don't
beautiful.
understand what you don't know.
But what I'm saying is, if you're 35 with 3 kids, right, and you say you have a great job,
Yeah,
and
I do.
you're a beautiful black woman. So what I'm
Thank
saying
you.
is you have an amazing job,
Right.
but you're using that when you use your job and the fact that you don't need a man because you make a great job. And we had that very conversation last night in the group chat. When you weaponize that to any black man, they're not gonna
Yeah.
rock with that
Yeah, but you didn't.
because you're
But you don't know the whole story. I think black men
but
can
what
be
I'm saying,
fun. I know. No, what you're understanding
yeah,
is an independent woman doesn't need a man for his items. I would love to find a guy that likes comedy. I like to go to comedy shows.
right,
I live next to New York City. I want to kick it. I want to hang out. I want
right,
him to cook. Let's have fun.
Can I
right,
say
So
something?
there's a difference.
yeah,
Yeah, you need to know the whole story. Is what I'm
So
saying to you. Go ahead.
and this is where there's a big like there's a language barrier between black women and black men.
right,
When most black women say that they are independent and they don't need a man, it's not saying like I don't desire a man, I don't want a
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
I don't desire companionship. What they're saying is, you make money, I don't need you for that, so don't see me for that.
Right.
I can
right,
make my own. I can do
Yeah.
it on my own. I don't need your coin. I don't need you
Right.
to baby me. I don't need
Right.
you to pussyfoot around. At the
Yes.
end of the day, I need you for the companionship. I need you for the affection. I
Yes.
need you to be a partner in crime with me. That's what I
Yeah.
need you
right,
for.
yeah,
But I don't need your coin. And that's
Yeah.
what I'm
right.
saying. Kevin Samuels made men feel like they were only as valuable as the coin in their pockets,
Right.
hence high
What is
value,
yeah,
excuse me,
He was
hence the
very
high
superficial.
value and
Yeah.
low value. Yes, it was very superficial.
Yeah.
And then
right,
he made women to be like valued by their bodies and what they looked
but
like and how many kids they had and
Um.
what age they were and all that. I get
Right.
preferences, but
Right.
that doesn't mean that
right,
I'm less valuable. I may not be of value to you. Like I tell people all the time, a
yeah,
Picasso painting for $30,000 to the wrong buyer, it's not valuable, but it's
Right.
still
so
worth 30,000 fucking dollars.
right,
And
Right.
that's what he was doing. He was
Right.
right, so
devaluing women and he was
And
making men.
projecting. He
right,
was
let's
Yeah,
projecting a
it was
lot.
excuse me,
sad. It was
excuse me,
Yeah.
man.
sad.
But can I ask you this?
You just call me Chris.
Yeah,
Just never
Chris.
mind.
Chris, tomorrow's Mother's Day, and I just want to ask
Mhm.
you this: would you like this man to talk to your mother like that? It's kind of like that thing. Would you kiss your mom with that mouth? Would you
Right,
let him kiss your mom with
I
his
get
mouth?
that. I completely get why. So here's my thing, right? So when
That
he's
was a yes or
talking,
no question. That was a yes
no,
or no.
but hear me
Okay.
out. Hear me out. If you have women that are combative, because we have a lot of women that in any spectrum, but speaking on black women, right? You can have we have a woman, right? Speak to you any kind of way that
Oh,
she
I'm
wants.
sorry. I want that guy to come back, but I'm just swinging around. If you want to come back,
Right.
you weren't saying nothing. You guys got to be quick because I ain't got all day, and there's a lot of people trying to come through.
Right. So okay,
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
go to the point of you saying he told men they're only valuable as far as their coins, women as far as their bodies. That didn't come directly just from him. You gotta look at what we coming from, like a Western side. Like you got female rappers talking about a man. If a man don't buy you a Birkin, then he ain't shit, right? They bringing into their bodies. You hear that in almost every rap song, everything. I got his body. That's why he want me. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring. That ain't just from him. We're seeing that
Who wrote
from
that?
Cardi
Megan?
B.
Cardi.
Oh, Cardi B.
Cardi.
Cardi. Yeah.
But you have a lot of women, right? But you have a lot of women who look up to these females, right? So it's not just
I don't. I like Nicki
it's,
though. Go ahead.
Right. It's not just a male issue. That's where we get this from, but we're hearing that from women themselves. If you got to have 6,000, you got to be making six figures to date me,
Right.
right? You got to be
Right.
able to take me on trips. We see videos of women saying, "Hey, I don't want a man who works a 9 to 5. I want to be able to travel." But how you gonna
Right.
travel with money, right? So
Right.
it takes
So
that.
let me say this, because I am an entrepreneur. I think the problem within the community is the mere fact that I think we're all trying to live a good life. We all realize that we're all
Right,
part of
right.
this new generation where we don't want to work a 9 to 5. And the problem is this: a lot of people within certain communities, it's not just the black community, don't know how to make money the right way today. That's the issue.
Right.
Okay. I've made a lot of money pretty quickly in real estate. There's a lot of money to be made right now
Yeah.
in exchange, Bitcoins and stocks and things like that. It's a
Right.
new way to make money. Entrepreneurship, going on TikTok like Kevin did, just being a personality, going on YouTube, or even having a small business where you sell shirts
Right.
and things like that. That is the new way to make money. So it's really not, it's really about balance. See, if you meet somebody right now that can meet you where you are, and you just support each other, and you guys become a team instead of this competition. That's the issue with the black community, I believe, is that we're so competitive with each other,
Right. Yeah.
that
I
it's
agree.
that we become, instead of a partnership, we become counterparts, and that's got to stop.
Yeah, I
Okay, because
completely
ain't
agree with
nobody
you.
gonna help us at the end of the day but us at the
Right.
end of the day. I don't
Right.
care if you're a black man with a white woman, or white woman with a Mexican man. It don't matter. At the end of the day, if you are black, you are with us, and we need to support each other, point blank, period.
Facts. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Can I
There's
speak?
definitely a lot of competition
Yeah, of
there. Like,
course. Yeah,
yeah,
go
like,
ahead.
and
Hel-
like I said, it comes from
Hello?
a lot. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Come back around, love. I think you made your point just a little bit, but come
Hello?
back around. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, hey. Well, I
Hey.
actually feel sorry for Kevin because I think that he is a victim of trauma. I looked at his background and I established that he had a failed marriage and that his dad left when he was young and that he never finished his engineering career. So I kind of feel sorry for him. And I think that he was lashing out by attacking women. There's a better way to repair relationships than to condemn Black women, right?
Right.
And if you
Agreed.
think about it, back since slavery time, we were conditioned to be strong and conditioned to live without the Black man. So instead of condemning us for that, why not rise to the occasion? Don't
Mm-hmm.
condemn Black women. I actually wrote him because I said, you do realize that you are reaching those women who were either sick or they didn't get married or whatever reason they didn't get married, we don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
he was also reaching them with that negativity.
Right.
So I really feel bad for him. They have my deepest
Yeah.
condolences. And I just I don't think that this is the way to reach or this the way to repair the community. Like these gentlemen said, I agree with
Right.
Queen. It was
Yeah.
toxic. The
Yeah.
things this the information that he was given was toxic. I mean the direction and instruction that he was given was very toxic and it was painful.
Can I
Okay,
ask you
so
a
that's
question
all I
though?
had to
And,
say.
but I love what you had to say, and that's why Queen is on here with me, because she also is a very strong woman, who I agree with. But can I ask you a question? What do you guys have to say about these men? I brought on a man because I'm trying to keep us sexually, intertwined. I want to know what you guys have to say about these men saying that he was speaking the truth about what? And I do see a lot of what is it called? Throwing the blame, like the blame game, like women divorce black men and not the other, not no reason, or the other way around. There seems to be a sense of resentment. Why are we the ones chasing other men? I mean, yeah, it is something that's happening, but it's not very common for a black woman to date a white man, to tell you the truth. It's actually pretty rare. Usually it happens due to proximity. So, I mean, what truth was he giving by saying that black women were leftovers? And by the way, I do want to play one of his last videos at some point before we go. But what truth was he talking about? I really want to know.
I feel like people who can relate to trauma and can relate to hard relationships with black women, I'm not going to be out here and just say like black women aren't out here hurting people, because we are.
How?
There are black women, because there are black women who are absolutely cancer to the communities as well. They emasculate men. They downplay them. They break their manhood, and then they belittle them for that. Like, they will break you, and then when you are broken, in that broken state, they will drag you down even further. I know Black women, I've seen Black women that are like that. And that is also an issue. I'm not going to say it's Black men, it's Black women, it's both of us. But the thing that we need to understand is when you go through trauma and a broken relationship, you need to take time for self and seek help, seek therapy.
Is that normal within the Black
traumas.
community? Because I grew up on an island, and but my grandparents were very old school Texans, and they didn't believe going to the doctors. Like, I do think that we have to normalize seeking psychological help. It's just we're too busy trying to survive in this country. I mean, let's not negate the fact that this country had in year 2020, which a few years ago they were saying that our lives was a question if our life matters, and now we got all this stuff going on politically where we're being demonized, and it doesn't seem like, you know, like Ketanji Brown Jackson, a Black woman who was completely qualified. They're saying in society, and why do we allow people to say this? I don't know, that she wasn't qualified. I mean, we're constantly being attacked in society. So to attack each other within our own race is just really just inappropriate to me. I don't know. What do you?
I think we need. I think we need respect for each other. We need to look at and understand the trauma that people go through and assist them in getting help. I know we're not obligated to be the footstool for men, and men aren't obligated to be the footstool for us either, but advocating for each other, saying, okay, I see this going on. I think you need to go, look deeper into that. I feel like there's something deeper going on, and not down people who are going through it. We are so bad with helping our brothers and sisters. We are so bad with it. We can see them struggling and we'll clown them. Oh, you're working at McDonald's and you're a manager. You think, like, I'm saying, we do some of the craziest shit to each other, and it's sad.
I mean, does that but can I say this? But does that come from?
We don't know how.
But can I say this? I believe that a lot of us come from big families. Like, I have 5 brothers and sisters, and all we did growing up was freaking talk crap to each other. Like, that's what we do with my cousins. Well, I mean, we would just sit around the table and just be like, just giving it to each other.
Birthmark face. We made jokes about our trauma,
right?
So we became desensitized to it,
right?
We made jokes about our traumas. We made gay jokes about the gay community.
Yeah.
We broke down women with multiple baby daddies like they didn't have the baby daddy sleeping with them in the first place. Right. We did all these things. We talked about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Come back. I'm so sorry. Oh, goodness.
We have to understand that this is generational trauma.
Savage, did you want to say something?
Yeah. I just didn't want to cut.
I didn't mean to cut my girl off. Come back. But I wanted to hear, I'm trying to hear a man's point of view and a woman's point of view, balance. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, my thing with this whole Kevin Samuels situation, is that at the end of the day, when you speak to someone, we truly need to study self, because when you speak to someone, everyone know their flaws, everyone know their problems. Right. You don't need to bash someone about their problem. If you have a solution, if you can help that person, pull them aside, show them solutions. You know what I mean? Take it that route. If they don't want to listen that route, if they don't want to listen, then you know what? Step off for a little bit. Let them see it on their own. Sometimes when you tell a person something, eventually they get to realize, oh shoot, I just remember that this person told me this, and that actually fits. That's actually perfect for me to do in this situation. Right. And I mean, Kevin Samuels, sometimes he was right, but there's a lot of times he was wrong. He sounded like he was bitter, and I'm not gonna lie, and he sounded like he was kind of hurt, and he was just getting at all these women that were doing the things that he's seen that I guess that hurt him in his past.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you do have. And I'm not just saying Black women, because it's women, it's people, period.
Well, why was his focus on Black women? That's what I want to. Why you would say? Well, let's do a visual. I love your tone, and I love the way you're talking. Look, I think if more Black men spoke like you, I think that we would see more Black love. To be honest, to say and not only in the essence of relationships, but also what you said in essence of your kids. Sometimes we gotta let them. We gotta stop enabling each other in our kids when they're doing bad things. And like you said, how are they going to learn if you keep on I guess enabling them through the bad. This world
Right.
is a
Like I
vicious
was
world. Let me tell you.
like I was hurt before, right?
Hmm.
And I took time for myself. You understand? I didn't hate women. I didn't say, I'm not, oh, F this, I'm gonna start treating women bad. No, I took time for myself. And
Hmm.
when I took time for myself, I studied myself. And
Right.
when I thought I studied myself even more. What I learned with studying yourself, you would actually learn how to treat people. Like I can say something on this live and I can get everyone pissed off. Or I can say good things and have people thinking like, you know what? This is the right thing to say. This is the right way to deal with a situation. You know what I mean? It's like, are we really trying to find a solution, or do we just want to sit here and just hear people argue and debate and not find a solution? You
Right.
know?
And I do
So
feel that
my
way a
thing,
lot with a lot of subjects on TikTok. We talk about gun
Yeah.
control. We talk about a lot of things pertaining to racism. We talk a lot. And that's why I love TikTok. We talk about a lot of things that mainstream media won't talk about. But where are the
that's
solutions?
facts.
And I do have to say this, talking to each other is a solution, because what you're doing is you're embedding a new narrative within the community, within society.
Exactly.
And that is more
Yeah.
effective, I swear to God, than money,
Exactly.
than someone coming to fix you. When you have support and community, and we are actually changing the narrative, yeah, that's doing something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um.
And you see go ahead, bros. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, for sure. So with this Kevin Samuel situation, I was actually on live yesterday when someone told me about it, and I was like, wow, it's like Kevin Samuels doesn't seem like a person who would die. He just seemed like one of those dudes who you never
Immortal.
hear about dying. But yeah, like the stuff he talked about, I say it's more like he said.
Are you there?
My bad, I got a notification. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I got a
listen, if
notification.
you
Can you hear
got
me?
skipped, just
Oh yeah.
come. If you say something, I see you guys. Just come back. Go ahead.
All right, for sure. So I feel like he said the truth harshly, and a lot of people, when people are doing something and you say what they're doing is bad, they're gonna get offended. It doesn't matter, some people are humble, some people are prideful, but at the end of the day, majority of the people in which he was talking about were the people who are going to get offended, because he's saying you don't have your life together, you want this, and that's an unrealistic expectation for your type of person. And
Mhm.
I think he was bringing a lot of statistics and a lot of truth, but also at the same time he was conveying it in a very
Yeah.
straightforward and sometimes harsh way. So I
Yeah.
believe that he does speak the truth. He did speak the truth, but he just
But to say that single mothers are leftovers, really?
okay, so okay, I'll explain that.
What truth is that?
Let me explain that real quick. I want to explain that leftovers thing, right? So
Okay, wait. I know you guys want to go on, but I want you guys to hear something that this was his last video. Okay, I just want you guys to, hear what he had to say. I talked to This is his last video. Women are too hard to deal with. I talk to women every day, and when I talk to professional women over 35, you get a laundry list of requirements, and it's like, I've actually taken to the point to where I record some women and I play it back in the session, and I'm like, listen to how you sound. They're like, oh, I didn't know I sounded like that. I'm like, that's how you go into the dating market, with your fists up, ready to tell a man he ain't crap. So if that's the case, ladies, you guys can talk. Like, what are you expecting
yeah,
from men?
yeah, I definitely see where he's coming from though,
So I'm
because
gonna. Okay.
I
So
mean,
yeah, so he's talking about like
I-
older women.
Some of these comments.
yeah, they really do be having
And we're
high
gonna open it
expectations,
up.
but they're not really open to reality, because a woman.
Right, it's
A
about
woman can
reality.
want a man with no kids making 100K or plus or this or that. He has to be romantic. He has to have a 6-pack abs. But then she has a belly. She has 5 kids.
Right.
She's not submissive. She is a task to deal with, and no man with the requirements that she wants is actually gonna want her. And he's
Statistically
basically
speaking.
waking those women up to reality. So if you telling a woman, if she thinks she can
Facts.
actually find someone like that, high chances is wait, hold on.
The-
High
the-
chances
the
is
world-
wait,
This is,
hold
can I
on.
just say this? This is all superficial, you guys.
Yeah,
The
that's
belly, the money. Ain't nobody come here and actually talk about true love. True love
Even-
don't have
that's
no
not
freaking
reality.
physical touch. True love is spiritual.
Let me explain that real quick because
But
you're
even
talking
though-
about what happens after. When you're into the dating market, you're not whoever I find in love. If a woman has requirements, she's gonna pick the person who has those requirements and see if she can fall in love rather than the other way around. So what I'm saying is, if a woman has these certain requirements, she is just objectively decreasing the likelihood of her ending up with a marriage before death. So when he says, "Oh, this woman is likely to die alone," if she's in her 40s and she is still expecting to get a man who has no kids, a six-pack abs, this
Okay.
and that, but she doesn't have the
Financially
same requirements that
Right.
man would want.
All right, so you're saying
her
that we got to
likelihood
be
of having that-
realistic, and that's what what I'm
Right.
saying is that has a lot to do with society pushing out this ideology that now 40 is the new 20, and we got to keep up. But let me say this: we cannot generalize everybody's situation. We got to allow people to love who they want to love. There's a man out right now who's single as hell, young as hell, and would love a woman who's in her 30s because guess what?
That's
We
one
have
out of 1,000.
hold on. Guess what? We have that 20-year-olds don't have everything. So
But
I
let me-
mean,
can I
why you want to
comment
be
to that?
Years of age.
there?
Can
There
I
is a lot of
comment to
things
that?
that us. Let me just say this because I'm in my 30s and I started to feel start. But wait, let me tell you something. Although a woman might be in her 30s and have kids, she also could cook for you, clean for you, and pay your bills and give you some advice and tell you how to do it. So it really is preference. Okay, there's a man out there right now that likes big women. There are some black men in Africa that think that black women that are big, that means they're successful.
I know a woman who said
Kevin,
that.
'Cause they
but
eating
Kevin-
good.
But Kevin, but can I comment there, Kevin?
Yeah,
Kevin's
go ahead.
whole point.
Okay.
But hold on.
Okay,
Kevin-
it's okay. Okay. Yeah.
They were
Okay. Yeah.
He would
Yeah.
give you a link.
10%.
He would give you
I'll
a
explain
referral.
that real
He would
quick.
tell you where to go to look for it.
Okay.
I know
Okay.
you're probably asking that to me.
But hold on. This is the
Go ahead.
biggest statistic in Kevin's drawer. Hold on. But hold on.
Some of it is
Okay.
common.
Okay.
But women,
Okay.
call. Hold on.
This is yeah. What she's saying is that he gave more opinion based and not statistical based. Which to me that's her truth. Okay. So what do you want to say? I don't know which one of you guys were talking.
I don't believe in specific people's truths. I believe in the truth. There's a really big difference because I believe that he was a talk show host, so of course he's going to tell people his opinions, but his opinions are based off statistics. If he's telling you that
Exactly.
majority of single women, single mothers are black women, that's statistical. If he's telling you
Yeah,
that
but that's
majority-
not correct though. There's not
That
even
is
that many of
very
us here.
correct.
Okay, but
Google
listen. Yes, I got the black demographics in front of me. I'm about to get into it because you guys know I'm the statistical queen. But at the end of the day, let me tell you this: at the end of the day, we are 13% of the population. We are 13% of the freaking population. Okay, we are minorities. When you say black women, you are boxing us into a small group of people that are only here in the United States of America. Black women are around the freaking world. You know how many
We're not
countries
talking-
are
we're talking
in?
about
You know how many? Wait, hold on. You know how many countries are in South Africa? Ain't no, but how many black women out there are taking care of everybody's freaking kids in the village? To sit there and box us in to 13% of the population, knowing dang well we have disparities within America and there's systemic racism they don't want to own up to. Talk about Ketanji Brown Jackson wasn't qualified, and she was the most qualified judge in the freaking building. Okay, so let me just say this. Yeah,
When you brought up, you brought up African women. And I'll never forget, I worked
we
with
are
her with an
worldwide.
Hold on. Let me say this. I worked with an African woman. I asked her who did her hair. She said, my daughter braided. She said, my daughter braids my hair. And who's talking, me or her? Because I wanted to.
Okay, go. Please, let's let him get his.
Women around the world. Women around the world are different from women in the United States. You cannot group all black women on the planet. Because in Africa, let me tell you what, in Africa,
not Africa.
That's okay. We don't tone control here, and it's Mother's Day, so women got the floor anyway. I
mean, I thought you wanted views.
No, I do. Listen, we're having
men
fun.
if you're not
Listen,
How
we're having
could you learn
fun.
from men if you're
Okay.
not listening to men? You cannot
Okay.
learn if you're not
Listen.
listening to guys.
Listen.
You gotta listen to guys.
We do. We have been.
All right,
We
go ahead,
are.
then.
Okay, you feel like you're not being
You
heard.
said it's Mother's Day though.
But it is Mother's Day. You should be nice.
Every day it's Mother's Day in my house.
Okay.
I don't wait
Give him
for
a
no
round
one
of
day
applause for
to
that.
to respect my mom.
Okay.
Every day.
You have the
What I
floor.
was saying about
Go ahead.
African women is this. When I asked her who braided her hair, she told me her daughter did. I said, okay, could your daughter braid my hair? She said, yes. I goes to her house. When I knock on the door, the husband answers the door. He looks at me and says, who are you? I said, I'm here to get my hair braided by your daughter. Come in. This man sitting on his ass. He don't work. This is in the United States. He brought that frame of mind from Africa here. Everybody in his house works. He sit on his ass. You ain't gonna never hear no African woman complaining about their men not working. But us, we get it all, bro. And Kevin, now when it came to Kevin, this is the one thing I want to say to the women here. If you had a son that went to the NBA or the NFL and got all of those $1 million in contracts, and he came and he called, he said, Mom, come over to the house. I want you to meet somebody. And when you walk through the door, your son got a girl sitting on the couch with 3 kids, and he telling you he want to marry her, and these kids ain't his, but he want to take the kids and everything. You're going to go into that Kevin Samuels manual and look at your son and say, yo, this ain't going to work.
Yo.
It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work.
Okay, before you guys go, wait, I want you guys, hold on. I just want to say, okay, I'm going to let you go, but listen, can I just say statistics? I just want to bring some knowledge here because I believe knowledge is power. Malcolm X it really was about, stimulating the Black intellect. That's what I'm here to do, not just freaking argue with you guys. But let me just say this, and I'll let you guys go off. Black marriage in America. Over the last few decades, marriage has been declining institution among Americans, and the decline is even more evident in Black community. In 2019, only 30% of African Americans were married, compared to 48% of all Americans. Half of 50% of African Americans have never been married, compared to 34% of all Americans. After viewing the available data, we can see that although fewer Black women are now married, more Black women than Black men have been married at least once. This is because of a higher percentage of Black women are divorced and widowed than men. Also in 2019, just under half, 48% of Black women had never been married, which is up to 44% in 2008 and 42.7% in 2005. So I do want to say this. We are also dominating homicide. Okay, within our community in Chicago, you guys know I'm a gun control activist. 30%. No, let me just say this because there's a lot of people here. Let me just say this. We're 13% of the population. That's men and women. And we are dominating 30% of the homicidal rates here in this country. So when they're talking about women that aren't married, how many of those men that they were married to are dead because of gang violence? This is something that he never touched upon that needs to be talked about.
Ma'am, you're not going to fix gun control.
I've never been in a gang in my
you're
life.
not going to fix gun violence.
You know how many Black men's never been in gangs? Not every Black man is in a gang.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is to sit there.
Hold on. I think the reason all of these Black women are not getting married because they love their independence. They don't want to answer to a nigga. They want to dip over here, date over there,
or maybe infidelity. Oh my God, you can't do that. Listen, my brother's got 5 kids with 5 different baby mamas, and he told me he's going to continue to procreate. I can't afford all these Christmas gifts every freaking year. Are you kidding me?
Bro, you gotta tell him to chill out.
You said, why are they not getting married? Hold on. The women are way more independent now than ever. Independent. Talk about that.
Thank you. Okay, let's talk about that. Police brutality. Let's talk about that. But hold on, statistically, Black men, listen, I feel like my heart goes out to Black men in this country. I even had people here talk from other countries that they don't know how Black men freaking survive here. I mean, they're 2 times more likely to be shot by a freaking cop. Devon Tillman was like, what, 18 or so? Let me say this. Devon Tillman, let me tell you something. Devon Devon Tillman was I think it was 18 or 19. I had to watch him get shot over 36 times, overkill, because he had a gun in his hand and the cops freaking shot him. How many young black men are dying because of police brutality that will never become husbands?
I have a question for you real quick. Hold on, man. Let's break this down real quick because you brought it up.
She used it for a mansion in the suburbs.
Who is that?
Black women don't help enough. When it
Black women don't help enough?
No. Let's
When it comes to
wait, hold on.
racism
Let's
and
not get to the
protests, no,
side.
they don't.
Let's focus
I
on
haven't
this
seen any
police
Martin Luther
brutality
King's
done because she brought it up. Let's
I
talk
mean,
about
the
that.
BLM was created by 3 black women. Are you kidding me?
And then
Let's really think about
She stole
this,
the money. and
She
brought
stole
us
the money. How you gonna
out to the
steal money
suburbs.
that was given to you? Was donations?
It was a cracker. A cracker came up with BLM. That's a white man shit.
You think that's okay? What she
We're
did?
using
You
what?
see what I'm saying? They don't.
That
wanna
is a
admit.
slur.
They don't want to admit.
Bruh.
Well, then help us instead of bashing us. Then help us instead of.
You have to look at you have to look at the holistic approach when it comes to the community. And let me just say this: let's not negate the fact that all the good black men are trying to find freaking Kim Kardashians, white girls with big butts.
Okay, let me tell you something real quick. I want to get my chance to speak real quick because you done brought up the gun control and the police brutality. So
Absolutely, I always will.
You were talking about Chicago, and you're saying you need to get gun control there, which is ridiculous.
Let's talk about Baltimore. Let's talk about Louisiana.
Real quick.
That woman ruled the Black Lives Matter movement.
Hold on, real quick.
It's not just Chicago. It's literally across the freaking globe.
I'm just talking generally. Just let me finish, right? So I'm talking about just in general, right? Gun control is not going to fix the problem of gang violence. In Chicago,
Why not?
they have one of the most strict they have one of the most strict areas of gun laws in America right now, and they still get guns and they still kill each other.
Who's they?
The people who are committing
Who's
crimes.
they? And who's doing it?
Hold on.
Who's doing it?
Let me finish real quick, man. I just want to tell you my point. Then you can respond.
I really want to know who's they.
Wait, hold on. So
why are we doing it though?
Hold on. Let me.
Why? But who's doing it, and why are they doing it, and how is it going to stop?
Let me finish real quick. So black, I'm gonna go full circle with this, and then I'll just give you stage talk, right? So what I'm saying is, they have the most gun control, yet the criminals are still going to do criminal activity. Why is that? Because they're criminals. They don't care about the law. If you make a law saying that you can't shoot somebody like there already is murder laws, right? You can't kill people without getting convicted for it if you get caught. They still do it. So if you make a little petty gun law, why do you think they're just, oh, man, they said we can't have guns no more. Let me stop getting guns. They're gonna find out how to do it anyway. This is why a lot of people got to.
That you don't know how to do enforcement. See, no. What you can't do is just make these statements and say, well, you know, if they create a law, it's not gonna work. Well, guess what? The Civil Rights Act worked. So no, hold on. The Civil Rights Act. No, I ain't gonna let you finish because I have something to say here. The Civil Rights Act. The Civil Rights Act was a law. Okay, the Civil Rights Act. It was a law that made discrimination illegal. It was a law. And today, if someone discriminates you, they can be sued, and they can also now, you know, Joe Biden made lynching a federal offense. If you find out that somebody that you love or whatnot, maybe even your husband, I don't know, gets hanged, that person's going to freaking jail for a long time. I do believe that we need to bring back the 3 strikes and you're out. I don't care. Even back during the 1994 crime bill, even black people over the caucus wanted crime to stop. We need to have the strictest laws, and we need to restrict these guns so that these criminals don't get a chance to freaking take the guns and kill each other with it.
Do you understand that?
I have no tolerance for the gun. I have no tolerance for criminals.
Let me say this real quick. Hold on, y'all. Just let me get this point because she interrupted me. I just want to bring this point full circle. Literally,
I interrupted you. Didn't say the whole bunch of freaking bull crap.
Ma'am, I can say the same thing about you. That's one-sided. Let me just finish my point real quick.
Well,
I'm saying this, right? You are talking about gun control laws.
I am.
Let me say you something. Murder is one of the top crimes you can commit in the most time that you can get for something. So these people are going away for half their life for killing people with these
I think they shouldn't get out.
Hold on, ma'am. Yet they still are doing it. It makes no
You want to know why? You want to know why?
No
because
difference.
you want to know why? Because there's people like you that make excuses for murderers, excuses for criminals, and me as an American say I don't make excuses. I don't care about the laws. If you break the law, you should get the worst. Listen, if you take a gun and you think that you have the ability to take somebody's life, guess what? I think your life should be took. That's what I think.
Okay, let me explain it. Let me explain it, ma'am. I'm just talking about
back to Kevin Samuels because Yeah, we going to the left, but you sis, but you got what I was trying to say. It's not just a one thing. We need to take a holistic approach. Okay, so it's not just women just want to freaking divorce men or whatnot. There's a whole a system in place in society that really hurts Black people systemically, and we have to approach that. There's a lack of opportunities within the communities. Okay, these communities within the red lines, right? We're undervalued and overlooked. Okay, there are people not representing these cities where predominantly Black people dwell. That hurts Black people over time.
This is historically with the police. You got police officers running around the hood, but they live 30, 40 miles away from. They don't even live in the city.
Right.
You know, if one thing and
yeah.
Rochester.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Right. Right. Exactly. Like when are the men gonna start taking accountability to what's been done in society? To me, I think the Black man is the strongest man in this world. I really do. They go to the gym. I go to the gym every day. I mean, the muscles that I see, I didn't even know you can obtain. Okay. So, I just think there has over time, Black men have allowed society to pretty much railroad the Black woman. And even here today, Kevin Samuels, how many Black women said that this guy really, I'm sorry, he hurt us. He's basically trying to victim bash us, saying that we weren't good enough because we didn't stick with a man. Well, let me tell you something. What if that woman was in an abusive situation? What if that man was mentally abusing her on a day-to-day basis? What if this man was cheating on her? To sit there and say that because she's divorced, she's now leftovers, and not say, well, why is she divorced? If the man is the head and the woman is the tail, where the heck was he freaking going? Is what I'm trying to say.
Because when the Black women try to come back with Black women,
one thing,
everything.
Let me tell you some of the most traumatic shit that has ever happened to me in my life has come from a woman. Now, what I mean by that, I never forget the day my mom walked into the living room and told me, "Get up, come here for a second." Come into the kitchen, she picks up a big ass pot of water, goes in the living room and throw that shit right on my stepfather because he was cheating. You get what I'm saying? So the trauma, I'm like, I never got that shit out my mind while somebody gets scalded with hot boiling water. Now, move a little bit further ahead. I meet my first girlfriend. We move in. I'm working. I'm making $1,000 a week. I come home. I'm like, yo, I'm hungry. Cook me something to eat. She tells me to order a pizza. I said, what? I could have did that at work. Plus, she a piece in the kitchen. So all of this. The next thing I know,
she said, order a pizza.
Order pizza, and when I left to go to work, she was in the same spot when I came home. I'm the breadwinner. Cook for me. I gotta argue for the goddamn food.
She better put some flour on that chicken.
Chicken, man. Come on, now you sound.
But what's wrong with Uber eating? Listen, I suck at cooking. Are you gonna eat it?
Let me.
Hell nah, I ain't gonna eat that. I'm gonna throw that shit away. But
let me finish.
I'm sorry. Okay, let him finish.
So now we going at it about cooking me something to eat. This is what happened. She got so upset with me wanting to have her cook me something to eat. She put me out. Oh, get the fuck out my house. All of this, all other shit.
Oh God, this is a nightmare.
Coming home from work, wanting to get something to eat.
Somebody feed him, God dang it.
Yeah, fuck that. I learned that at 19.
Listen, because you getting mad at her. Okay, because I'm having fun.
No. Listen, we talking about real life situations.
Okay. And you getting mad because she won't cook? You can cook for your dang self.
I work all day. Why would I come home and cook? If you were sitting at home with these kids and you ain't doing nothing, I got your hair done, put money in your pocket, all the bills paid, the last thing to do is to take care of your man.
Says who?
And then they use.
So what's the point of being in a relationship then?
The person who
Listen.
agreed to be in a relationship.
At the end of the day, who the hell said that women have got to cook for men? Let me tell you, men
And who
cook
the
the
hell
best
said that
anyway.
women have to be a
So
provider
this
for
is the
women?
issue. This is the issue. It's the fact that we think that we have roles.
Noted. That's
Is your
noted.
clothes folded?
Okay, but you just said earlier that the man has to be the provider, right?
A job.
I do think that the man is naturally a provider.
That's a gender role, is it not?
Right.
So if
So
I'm
what?
naturally a provider, she's naturally a cook.
Okay, can I ask you this though? Can I ask you a question?
Let's naturalize these
Can,
positions.
yeah, okay, but can I ask? I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't think that.
Can't naturally cook
Okay,
me a damn sandwich.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is this: I do believe in traditional values. I do think that if my man is paying all the bills, the least I could do is make him a freaking big cheese piece of chicken. Shit, I would have freaking Uber eated it and put it on the plate and act like I cooked it. Okay, you got to be clever with the freaking game. But let me just tell you this: did you know that she was like that when you met her? Okay, because she could be doing things for you that you actually know that nobody else can't do. Okay, and yet you mad at her because she can't cook freaking a chicken. Maybe she's not a good cook.
I hear what you're saying, but a lot of black women do this thing where they.
I was 21, 22 years old. We talking about the blossom of these young relationships that ain't even formed yet. I'm a young man trying to understand the black woman, and not only that, she put me the fuck out, and not when she put me out, she told me like this: I would have been put you out, but I know you ain't had nowhere to go. That's what she said to me.
Yeah, but that's your shiesty ass little girlfriend. That ain't all of us.
Hold on, let me finish. She was dead ass wrong all the way around the board. I had money I had hid that she didn't know. I went and got my money, packed up all my shit, put it in my car, went over to my brother's house, and stayed with him. And then first of the month came, I got my own apartment. Then she comes back into the picture. Oh, I'm sorry and all that. See, when a woman think you ain't really got your shit together, they drag you.
I just don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. I have a lot of girlfriends. Their men be slanging in the back and freaking they be sticking with him, working, paying all the bills, all the utility bills, everything's in their name while he's over there slanging bags in the streets. Okay, there's a lot of black women out here that hold men down, and that if the cops come to the freaking door, look at Breonna Taylor. She lost her life over a freaking dude. Come on, man. Freaking sit there and then the cops knock on the freaking door and they say I don't know nothing. Okay, and she housing him. Okay, come on. That was just your shiesty girl. That wasn't all black girls. Come on.
Breonna Taylor, that was the wrong house. They went to the wrong house.
Yeah, they went to the wrong house.
But it don't matter. She was with a dude that was clearly yeah, but my point is Breonna Taylor was clearly with a freaking dude, one of the dudes, you know what I'm saying? And she lost her life over it. She lost her life over it. She was a freaking nurse, freaking working third shift, and she lost her life because she was dealing with a player.
Okay, let me ask you this question. What is the solution, though? Because everything you're saying is combative. What is the solution?
That nigga was protecting Breonna. He didn't know she got shot. Motherfuckers came to his house. That nigga pulled that hammer out, was ready to kill anything coming through the door.
You're missing my point.
Know that shit.
You're missing my point. She was a well-to-do nurse, and here she is with a dude freaking being a criminal. She was with a criminal. But listen, are you not hearing me? Are you incapable of understanding this? She was with a criminal, and she was a nurse. She lost her life.
Just because somebody
being a criminal makes you a bad person.
Being a criminal does make you a bad person. Breaking the law, stealing, killing, all that.
That's not only crimes. That's not the only crime.
Listen, if you are a criminal, I don't really care for you because every day you have a choice to be a good Samaritan in society. And if you're choosing to break the law, if you're choosing to hurt people for your own benefit, that to me is freaking whack. Straight up.
Well, okay, he was a criminal. What kind of criminal was he since you know all of this criminality?
Listen, I don't know. I think he was slinging drugs or something. No, you didn't even let me finish though. You didn't even. You see, this is how black men can be. Okay, you didn't let me freaking finish.
But you didn't let him finish earlier.
I'm trying to tell you that he was slanging drugs while she was a nurse. Does it matter what kind of crime he was doing? She freaking lost her life.
You cut me off to say that.
Oh.
You didn't even let me finish.
So over you.
Over me. See, this is what Kevin. That's why we need Kevin.
Yeah, that's why we need Kevin, and that's why we need Wendy Williams. Get the hell out of here. All right.
Hey, that's wild.
At the end of the day, when you weaponize, you see what just happened? I'm happy he came, because what just happened now was that you weaponized Kevin to do your dirty work. That's the problem with Kevin, is that he sat there and he enabled. Hold on, he sat there and he freaking bashed women that were single and whatever he said to the men. And at the end of the day, when that guy said that's why we need Kevin, you want Kevin to sit there and attack black women that are single on a day-to-day basis? That makes you feel good about yourself?
You took one man's account for all men. That doesn't work for all of us.
I said some.
No, she said some. She said some. King.
And you should be the main one, knowing that I represented you, because I let you talk the most here. I keep bringing you back, and there's like always people coming through. I definitely made a point to hear you guys, but what I'm understanding is that there is an issue for sure, that black men feel some type of way. Like, he came here to talk about how his mom, like, this is Sigmund Freud, this is psychology 101. Because his mom put hot water on his dad because he was cheating, emphasis on the cheating. God knows how many freaking times she was at home taking care of the kids and cooking him dinner while he was cheating, and she got fed up with this stuff probably over 10 years, maybe 20 years, dealing with this freaking crap, massaging his feet, freaking doing everything that he wants to do, nasty and everything. He going over, screwing over the women. She got tired of his ass, so she put hot water on him. She had to put hot water on him, okay? And now he's gonna sit there and bash black women because what his mom did.
Guess what that makes her? That makes her a criminal, because that's assault, right?
Yeah, she is a criminal, but guess what? Was it worth it? It might have been worth it.
You can't justify one thing by saying
he
it's
was
okay.
cheating.
It doesn't matter if he cheated. Is that how you're supposed to handle somebody cheating?
Cheating.
You leave their ass.
Listen, if you cheat and you get had, you just get had. That's how I feel.
That's where the therapy comes in.
Yeah, okay, so we do need to deal with anger issues better. That's true. We don't deal with our anger well, but you have to understand there's a historical devastating events that have happened over time. 50 years ago, black people weren't even allowed to sit at the same table as some people. Okay, so we haven't really come. Okay, so but we really haven't come that far in society. But what I've seen is that we are now doing a lot of the damage to ourselves. It's so sad to me. It really is.
Yeah, this is true. But okay, with everything that you're saying, what is the solution? We haven't come to a solution.
I gave a solution. One, I said men respect black women, women respect black men. If you have trauma, seek therapy. Don't apply your bad experiences to the masses, because that's not how it is. As a black woman, I love you. I absolutely love you. I worship the ground you walk on. Like, I wouldn't be here if my black daddy didn't raise me, because my black mama didn't want me. Like, period. Wow. I love black men. But we can't keep doing this to each other. Right. We can't keep doing this to each other. We got children that are looking up to us, and we are the example that they are going to follow. Kevin Samuels can't be no role model for my child.
And before I go, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, because I'm gonna say this. I'm constantly trying to make you guys happy, but I have to tell you my own truth. And somebody did give me the permission as the host to be able to speak a little bit of my opinion. I'm disappointed that there's no other word I can think of pertaining to the black man besides disappointment on a day-to-day basis. Okay, one, black men some aren't able to accept feedback. And aren't able to understand, like when I'm talking about homicidal rates, black men are killing each other at higher rates in the population. That is a freaking fact. And yet there's some type of defensiveness to stick up for the criminal instead of making our streets safer. You know how many young kids have died because of gang violence? Okay, there's a lot of things going on.
But that doesn't apply to every black man.
So why stick up for the criminal?
We're not sticking up for the criminal.
Why keep saying, why you can't have all these laws and all these things? There's always these excuses. I'm just very disappointed.
It's not an excuse.
In the media.
You're taking it as an excuse.
Okay, another one, because I do have to go.
I have a question. When Kevin Samuels so-called points out truths about black women, it's the hard truth, and it's hard for us to digest. But when a black woman points out issues in the black community, because these are issues, we have to be honest about it. Yeah. It's not palatable. I
They won't allow
understand.
us
I
to
understand.
make
no one
change.
said that though. No one said that though. I didn't
There's a
say that we couldn't
constant
There's
change.
plenty of people in the
divisiveness.
No,
comments
okay.
saying that,
Let me
King.
give you
There's
my
plenty of
example.
people in the comments saying
Let me
that,
give you
King.
my example. From the age of 16 to 21, I sold dope. I got my $20,000 and I got out of it. Now I have my children there in the other room. I make video games. I'm currently working on Madden, the new Madden game right now
I'm
with
proud of you,
electronic.
That's
King.
awesome.
I'm
This is
proud
the
of
stuff
you.
that
I'm
I
proud of
do.
you.
But it just that doesn't mean that everybody is going to take and change what they do in their environment. Some people get comfortable. A lot of people don't get therapy, as we stated before. It's
Yes.
just a cultural thing. But we have to come together to do this. Like a lot of black women won't understand the impact of child support on a black man until their own black child is on child support. That's the type of things
Okay, can you
that
just
we need
explain a
to
little bit
work
more
on.
about the impact? Because I do think that black men, not only black men, just men in general, okay, just men get really mad about the child support. Why? You want us
It's
to
the
take care of
it,
the kid, yeah, and financially take care of the kid while you guys are gone?
no, there's plenty of black men who have their children and still have to pay child support, who have joint custody and
Where?
still have
I
to
really
pay
want to
child
know
support.
where. Usually you
You
pay
know
when you're
that
not there.
you know
Oh,
that
well,
you
you're
bet you
saying
better
you're
check.
shared custody because the woman has the kid more, so therefore the woman gets
No, see
child support.
where I'm at, if you're not married, the woman gets automatically custody. She automatically gets custody.
I think that's
Therefore, she
good.
can put you on child support and, you know, hurt you. Because a lot of women use that to try to hurt you. It's a
Okay.
thing. And then now, let's say you hurt yourself or lose your job, like what I did. My kneecap separated from my tendon. I couldn't walk for 3 years without crutches, so I couldn't really work the physical
Mhm.
job that I had. And what
Right.
they were doing was the money was still piling up. That right there, it will still send you to jail. But a lot of black women won't take that into consideration.
Okay.
But and I understand that you still gotta raise your child and everything.
Yeah.
But money only maintains a child. It does not raise your child.
Okay, I
Agreed.
agree.
I
Me
Yeah.
agree.
being there
And I do
raises
believe
my
that your
child.
child support system is broken. I do believe that it's very
It's very
biased.
broken.
I will say that in my state, and I live in Virginia, nobody has custody of the child until somebody goes to court if you're not married. And that's
Right.
the way my state get down. And I also understand that there are men who will allow the woman to take custody and then be subpar and then complain when she seeks child support. I also understand that there are bitter women out here who are
Yeah.
using their children as pawns and,
Yeah.
and breaking men down. I understand all
Right.
the aspects of it. At the end of the day, we have to be better towards each other, and that's
Right.
just
That's
it.
the whole
Yeah.
point. That is all that this whole conversation is about. But let me tell you this. You know how many black women have died because the
I
man
love
doesn't
you,
want to pay
Andrea.
child support?
I gotta
Okay.
hop. I
Okay.
gotta hop
All right.
out,
Bye,
love.
sweetie. You want to know how many black women die, and just women in general? It's not just black women. Women in general die because the man doesn't want to pay child support, so he outs her. I just saw that on freaking on some show on TV. It was like an
Died
African
part
guy.
well,
He freaking hired somebody to murder her because he didn't want to pay child support. Okay, how
But that
many?
doesn't apply to every black man.
Yeah, but
Come
you
on.
can't keep saying that though. You can't keep saying, well,
Yes,
there's
I can, because
criminals.
I've never
You
hired
you
nobody to
can't you
kill
can't
my
keep
kids,
saying
mother.
there's gang related, but it's not all of it. You can't keep saying that. Yeah, but you can't keep giving excuses. That's my issue. Is that all
That's
these
not an excuse. How many black men are in gangs?
A lot. A lot.
How many black men that you know are in gangs?
None that I know, because I wouldn't. But listen. But
You can't
also,
say a lot. You
none
can't.
that I
You
know.
can't
Listen,
confident.
none that I know, because I don't associate with criminals. So
But
you
how would you
are,
know
so
that?
you are who you hang
What if you just
around
met
with.
someone and
So
you
you
just don't know?
are, and you don't know, and then you find out. Well, then I got gypped.
Yeah, well, that's a slur, but you can
You don't
as
understand what
adults,
that is?
as adults, we know how to vet
Let me tell you
people, right?
something. We
We should be
gotta
able to
set.
vet people,
We
right?
need to set the standards for our community. We need to set the standards for our men, and we need to set the standards for our kids. We need to stop normalizing criminology.
I'm not normalizing it.
We can't. We can't just say, "Well, yeah,
it
there's
is a
going to be criminals,"
normalization
and then
already.
to sit there,
We have to change the narrative.
and blame everything on women. Well, if women would just
Who's
cook for us,
blaming women?
hold on, I'm just giving a roundabout of what I heard. Oh, if women would just cook for us after I worked, and then but you don't know what it takes to raise a kid. It's freaking hell on wheels sometimes.
Who? Hold on. Let me do you a favor. 1, 2,
Well, I don't listen.
3.
No, I can't have the kids on. That's inappropriate. Don't
Hey,
bring
I
your kids
just
involved.
wanted I just wanted to speak about the Breonna Taylor thing.
He's bringing it to him, but yet he was saying that he used to slang drugs. It's just like, it's just not okay anymore for me. I want to be a big sister within the black community with especially young black men, and I want to like I said, Kevin Samuels was really good at communicating. I think that is something that's a problem in the community. You don't have to get aggressive and be mean to the black woman if you don't agree with her. You could say, well, you could say, well, I don't agree with you, but this is how I feel about it. Just like the way you talk to women, it needs to change. Have you ever heard an Indian man talk to women? I love Indian men because they be talking to us real calm. Can we do something? What can black men do that can take what Kevin Samuels what was trying to do and make it better? That's what I'm saying. Let's not let him die in vain. What can black men do to make what he, to keep it going, but in a better light? Can somebody answer that?
Don't cut off.
Yo, you need to get to work. Again, I'm trying to ask a question. What can we do? Thank you for coming. What can we do to take his work and just make it better?
All right. So what I will tell you is I've been listening to this conversation, and this guy interested on both sides. There is a difference between a grown woman and a little girl. There's a difference between a grown man and a little boy. All right. One, I'm a married man with 4 kids, and a wife. And one thing that I will tell you is this. I think that your outlook on criminals is a bad outlook. I've worked.
Oh, I didn't know you had to have a good outlook on criminals.
No. Just listen. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if a woman, you said something about the gun laws and all of that. And I'm
always.
Gonna tell you something. There was a woman that was being raped. I'm gonna give, and this was all over the news.
I don't have time to allow you to talk about criminals. No. I don't care for criminals. I have a zero tolerance for criminals. Okay, let me just say this. Yeah, but let me say this. There is an issue within the black community with black men killing other black men, and I'm here to stop that right now. I'm here to say enough is enough, and that's why I say what I say.
I'm in South Minneapolis. I stay in the spot that just made it all over the world.
Okay, so why are you enabling the criminals via TikTok?
No, stop. I didn't enable. You just on here just shutting everybody down the moment that they speak.
When it comes to things that I absolutely care about, I can't let you do it.
Hold on, stop. I'm asking you to stop because see, there's a difference. Like I said here.
Yeah, but you ain't the host. Like, at the end of the day, when it comes to people actually knowing statistics, you guys have got to do your freaking homework. And do you understand that systemically, black people are still being used politically because we are not doing the homework? Do your homework before you talk about gun control and freaking criminals here, please. But the topic is Kevin Samuels. And my whole point of bringing up criminals and gun control is because he's talking about women being single, black women being single, and you're not taking into consideration a holistic approach of how many black men are dying due to police brutality, due to the foods that's surrounding us. Look in our communities. All we have is crap around us, KFC and fried foods and all these type of things that pertain to us dying. And the disparities within the health community. How many black men are not being seen because they're not going to doctors because they don't have health care? Things like that. That's why we have to take a holistic approach. But I will never sit here and enable a criminal. If you break the law, you should go down for whatever the law is. That's just how I feel about that. Go ahead. Y'all thought Wendy Williams was bad.
Great things to say. So
go ahead.
First thing is this: you want black women to be spoken to softly. I wholly agree. However, there are certain instances like we have what's it called, tough love. So you want black women do women period, right? Softly, right?
Oh.
But the way you talk to other men is saying a lot. That's one. Number two.
Me?
You said you never dated a black man.
I never been with a black man
before.
I have black brothers, black cousins. I am black people around me, but I've never been in a relationship with a black man. No. Not that I won't ever. I'm single now. I'd be with a black man if he was around me and gave me attention and loved me and didn't bash me on TikTok. Yeah, I'd be with one real quick, but it just never happened for me. But that's my fault.
Right. So,
that's my fault. Every time I was at a club and I was looking good, black men could have came and talked to me. They talked to white girls. That's not my fault. It's just constant blame on black women. You're kind of breaking up. But if you want to use me as an example, I never really had a good experience with black men. I've always been honest about that. I've never had a good experience with black men as far as in the dating realm. And Kevin Samuels pretty much solidified my ideologies about some black men. Yes, I would like to see more good black men, but it's hard to find them. I'm sorry. If you have a number, hit it my way. Go ahead.
I think he's gone.
Yeah, he was kept bringing up anyway.
Yeah. So, okay, so my opinion on all of this and with Kevin Samuels in general is that he generalized people, and that's the issue. Because you can look at somebody and say that they're 35 years old, and so this means that. But then for them in their own reality, they're going to have no issues finding somebody. You can be 35 years old and you get a divorce. Does that mean suddenly you're a leftover, or if your husband dies or something like that? I think that the generalizations were ridiculous, and that was the issue with him. And saying that because women, look a certain way, or they don't have certain things, that means that whatever about them. That's how he looked at people, and that doesn't necessarily mean that that's how everyone looks at them.
Right.
And so that's the issue. That's the issue that I had with Kevin Samuels in general. And I'm not celebrating his death, but also I'm not really sad about it either. So
okay, hey, mic drop. And then for the person in the comment section says that that's why black men don't mess with me. Well, then don't. Okay, because I'll be all right either way. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just got one question. Who's raising these black men that are doing women so bad?
It should be black men.
Mothers. But
it should be black men.
But who are raising them to treat women so bad? Supposedly.
Okay,
are other women training their sons because these are single
women
mothers, right?
should not be training men to be men. That's the men's job. The man is gone. He's gone. He's out chasing hoes or something. I don't know. The problem is the men need to be present. The problem is the men need to be present.
So a female can't teach a male how to treat a female. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm telling you is I don't know what it's like to have a penis. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what it's like to have testosterone. I don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And there's no way for us to tell you how to be something that we are not.
But having a penis doesn't equate how to treat somebody.
How am I supposed to? Listen, I have two sons. I have never taught them how to use the potty. Because if I taught them how to use the potty, they'd be sitting down. They need somebody. My son does tricks with his thing. I try not to look. He's only 6, but like he has like a whole function, like a whole system going on that his dad taught him how to do it. How he doesn't get pee everywhere and all that, and to focus. I can't tell you how to do that. I don't have it.
Yeah, so the problem is you can't tell a boy how to pee, but you can tell him how to treat another woman. You know how you want to be treated, right?
Yeah, but guess what? So I got a little plot twist. I got a yeah, but guess what?
How you want to be treated, right?
Or maybe he watched his father treat his mother like crap and learned it from his dad.
But the father's not around. The father's not around.
Exactly. So if the father's not around, he's like, well, listen. So a woman can live without a dad, and that's the way I live. So why does she need me when I have a kid? That kid's gonna be listen. You be all right. I didn't have a dad, so you ain't gonna have a dad. Okay, it's just like a very vicious cycle.
Most relationships, and you can look up the statistics because you like statistics so much. Most relationships, men don't end.
See, you guys see the trend? Okay, so I'm gonna put this on my YouTube channel because I want the world to see this. Is that there's a constant blame on women. There's a constant blame that we gotta cook, we gotta take care of the kids, we gotta freaking be there for them, we gotta go to work, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. Ain't nobody taking responsibility on their end. Note that.
And make my own money. I can cook, clean, and make my own money. So that
I really think that black men can I really think that black men can learn some things from other races, from other cultures. Like for instance, like Indian men and Middle Eastern men. I believe in Middle Eastern and Muslim culture, if I'm not mistaken. If anybody here is Muslim, just let me know. I believe in Muslim culture, the woman can do whatever she wants with her own money. Like the man doesn't take from her.
And what you're not speaking of though is that domestic violence is greater in those countries. Between men, how men treat women.
I don't know. I don't agree with that. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Domestic violence is definitely
that's a real thing here too in America. Let me tell you that. Yeah, go ahead, sis.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Oh,
we
you
can
can
hear
hear me.
you. Yeah.
Oh, so I just want to chime in about Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
I don't know him, but I had, chimed in on one of his lives one day. It was not by accident, but I said, let me see what everybody's talking about. Anyway, he had this young lady on there in tears. She had 5 children by 5 different men. And what he was trying to explain to her is know her worth. Next month, I'll be 55 years old. I finally learned and knew my worth at 30 years old when I had my daughter. You know why? Because in my 20s, all my life, I did not know my worth. I dealt with criminals, and I see you have a big thing against criminals.
Yeah.
I do too, to a certain point, but they are people too, and sometimes criminality happens and it starts at home. It's in the genes. I went to school for criminal justice. I'm still a single woman. I have 1 child. No, I'm not with her father. I left him left him when I was 2 months pregnant. But anyway, the point is, more women should know their worth. And another thing that us women do at times, we bash men. And I'm gonna give you some feedback. You have to let a man speak, and this is our problem a lot of times. We don't.
Are you
let
talking to
men
me?
speak.
I literally
always
let them
busy
talk
wanting
this
to
whole
talk over them.
time.
Yeah.
And you know what you're doing? You're enabling
You
them.
do, but you cut a lot of them off.
Well, you know what? Because I have no
I'm
tolerance.
not enabling them. I'm just
You
saying,
enable them because, love, you just said that you took criminology because you just said you took criminology. Yeah, criminals matter and all these things. And if you looked at the statistics within criminology, criminals within the black community, why would you even put cake on shit? Is what I'm saying. I don't put cake on shit. I just tell you the way that it is. And there's a lot of and at the end of the day, if you are a black man and you talk about like, and I let black men talk this whole time, but if you talk like, well, criminals are going to be criminals and you can't take away the gun because a criminal's going to be criminal, you're done. Well, then guess what? I'm the host. Guess what? At the end of the day, if I just sat here and just to listen to you guys talk, we wouldn't have a freaking show.
But do you know
want to
why?
be in charge?
I am in charge. This is the Andrea Show. What the heck? Come on, man.
You know why? It's a lot of black men out here becoming criminals just because they don't have the pockets for the women that they asking for.
Could you imagine Oprah not talking?
You can't go buy a Gucci. You can't go buy a Gucci bag on a McDonald's salary. It's not happening.
Hey, real quick, Miss. I think your name's Andrea. I think I have some questions, if that's okay.
Shoot. No pun intended.
I have to get an understanding. I've been listening, and it's a lot going on. Okay, so just to give like my 1 cent on the Kevin dude, I don't really know. I've seen a couple of the stuff on his show. In my opinion, there's things that he's right. There's things that he's wrong about. I've gotten mixed feelings between some of the stuff he said. I know that in general, I'm pretty sure, at least this is only a hypothesis, I'm pretty sure he's just trying to get both sides to just come clean with all their BS. Dudes they do bull BS, and females, they be BS and whatever. He's a little harsh sometimes, but I mean, I feel like in general, he's an old head. Like I'm young, I'm 22. So like, where I came from, old heads, they just be very blunt in what they say.
Don't sugarcoat nothing.
They don't sugarcoat. They just say, you feel what's on their mind. Now for me specifically, I would never wish death on anybody, no matter who they is. I mean, unless somebody like killed my family or something, and I'm like, okay, you can go. You feel me? But when it came to him, what I just want to ask, do you find it disrespectful that females are pretty much laughing that this man is now like gone from the earth?
Right. No, I don't think that is appropriate. But I understand their reaction. Again, multiple women have spoken, and unfortunately, some men have not been able to listen to the feedback that he was.
You see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay,
That
bet, okay,
he
bet.
really targeted the black woman, and like I've said before, we've gone through a lot in this country, and we still have a lot to overcome. Still to this day, even a couple years ago, they were saying that our lives didn't matter. I remember being African. I'm African American, but I remember being in a crowd, being the only African American woman at a BLM protest, and I remember there were Trump MAGA hats screaming "All Lives Matter," and so the fact that people didn't even know my political stance and things and were attacking just us in general in society, it just comes to show that there's so much we still need to move forward in society. So to sit there and to have black men also coming at us and not taking into consideration the holistic approach into giving advice for relationships is an issue for me. I've never
But
come here and
there has to be a rebuttal for black men ain't shit. There has to be a rebuttal for that.
Okay,
We
so
gonna let
right,
that
but
rock?
listen, the rebuttal. Okay, can I just answer that? The rebuttal shouldn't be to bash black women. This isn't a competition. Okay, I think the way that we can improve this is by actually letting each other try to get an understanding of what the issues are, and I think we're doing that here right now. To tell you the truth, go ahead.
But that's kind of typical. That's kind of typical. Let me say what it is I got to say about y'all. But please don't come back and say nothing else about us. That's how I
okay.
think.
So okay, I kind of see. I see where both sides coming from. I see where he's saying, because I've seen, like, bro, it was, I don't remember when, but it was a point in time where all I saw on TikTok was men don't matter and men ain't shit and woo. It's a bunch of females bashing on dudes, and I'm like, bro, like, why? And I understand, trust me, because I didn't have my pops, you feel me? So I understand that there is a lot of controversy when it comes to dudes not being in their kids' lives and stuff. It's messed up. But it's how it happens. Now, when dude, I don't remember who it was, but when he was saying the female, considering, black males, they don't usually be in their kids' lives, it is the females that end up teaching their kids whatever. Now, I know you were talking about how he
it should be
probably
both.
sees the mom, or he probably sees the dad like treating the mom a certain way or whatever, and that's where he gets it from. Okay, that's slightly understandable. However, the kids, kids soak up stuff like a sponge. Like, you say something, they'll probably repeat it in a day. You feel me?
Mhm.
So the kid is around the mom 90% more than they are around the dad. Now, obviously, he gonna soak up whatever he see the dad do, but that's not always the case in all scenarios. So I see both sides. That's cool.
But that is the problem, is that, okay, so my mother loves me. Okay, so my mom feeds me. Okay, so my mom makes sure I get to school. So my mom does this and my mom does that for me. But how is my father, who I also respect and love? And let me tell you something. When the father is gone, it makes the heart grow fonder. Okay.
Right, I feel
so let me just finish this. When the father is gone, the kid is just thinking, this is what my mom is supposed to do. So he's looking out the window waiting for what his dad's supposed to do. So the dad becomes magnified into the kid's life. And this is not only for the young boy that's missing the dad, it's also the young girl who's missing the father. Okay. Do you want to know how many women? Do you know how many women? Okay, seek a man that's authoritative because they didn't have that growing up. A lot of people that grew up with just a single mom, sometimes she don't got time to discipline her kids, or sometimes she over disciplines her kids. So we're looking for a man that kind of balances that.
That's true. That's true. I went through that as a kid. We also got to think of two different scenarios. One, it's not always in the home either. Kids nowadays are bad as hell, so they're also learning stuff from the outside. Bro, in this world, it's so bogus. So it's not only just the dad, it's not only just the mom, it's also the society. Now, I'm not taking that away from y'all. The father should be in the kid's life 1,000,000%. Keep that in mind, no matter what is said on this podcast, no matter what I say. Keep that in mind. The dad should be in the kid's life. However, society is not like that right now. So obviously, we can't really. We can't do anything about it. It's up to the dad to be in the kids' life. Now, you also got to think about the fact that there are a lot of females that drive dudes away, even after the kids are born. I've literally seen it. I've seen it. My mom, she did it because she's toxic as hell. I didn't learn it until I was older.
Yeah, but maybe she's toxic because she also has a missing father. Maybe, you know what I'm saying?
No, her dad was there.
Queen, are you there? I want to see. There's the young lady that, does she have something to say?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm here. I honestly, I was told to watch Kevin Samuels by a guy from a dating site. He basically told me disturbing things, and I went to Kevin Samuel's site. He told me no one wants a woman over 35, and if she has kids and she's single.
I saw that.
And that is a big group of women.
Yeah.
So a lot of women were offended because there are decent women that fit into that group.
Right.
That's one of the things.
I have to agree.
Like,
and let me tell you something. You have the. Can I say this? You have the sweetest voice. I hear a lot of people talk. But I really like your voice. I swear to God, very nurturing. But let me just say this.
One of the things that I heard. He's a little.
And how do you feel about that? Do you hear this beautiful young woman? And let me tell you something. I'm 36. We are still young, by the way.
Exactly.
I mean, 30 in our 30s. That we're not old, is what I'm saying.
To me, old. You don't hit old.
There's somebody out there that wants y'all, but not everybody.
50, you starting to get elderly. I don't usually use the word old. I use elderly.
I have one gray hair. One.
You're like older. You're grown, but like the older you get, the wiser you get. So like. It's a controversy, but when he was talking about like
but can I say this? Can I say this to you guys? Because Kevin really that's ageism. Okay, let's talk about the isms. That's ageism, and I believe that he was a sexist. Sexism is a problem too, which is a protected class. But let me just say this: I'm 36 years old, so I'm venturing more towards my late 30s. Let me tell you something. When I was in my 20s, I was a freaking mess. I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. In my 30s, it finally got to me. Okay, you guys hear me talk about my career in real estate. It's been great, but it took me freaking 30 years to freaking find my niche, if you will. So you guys are searching for these young girls that don't know what they're gonna. I'm telling you, I don't care if they have a college degree. They still don't freaking know. Okay, when you're in your 30s, you're just now becoming a woman, is what I'm saying. And to sit there and bash women at an age where they feel most as a woman is just really inappropriate, I think.
No, yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
You guys want us to cook for you. I'm still learning how to cook, and my cook is just starting to get good.
I actually
I got an air fryer.
Because I know I was
get an air fryer.
That was actually one of my questions too. But a little bit to hit on the old thing. Technically, statistically, at 65, you're considered becoming elderly. I say like 50, you're becoming like. You know, you going 30? Not at all. Like, yes, that's not old. He's just he's an old head, so he's a blunt dude. That's where I come from. Like,
but are you guys enabling the old guy? Are we enabling the old guy at the freaking? You know what I'm saying? We all got that one uncle just wild every Christmas. Are we enabling? Did we enable him to be reckless?
You feel me?
At the same time, because it goes back to what you're saying, is that everybody has preferences. A lot of men want to start a family, not tend to somebody else's responsibilities.
That's
okay.
So I think when Kevin was saying it, he said it really like mean, but like when he was saying it, I think and it's just a hypothesis, he was probably saying like at like 30. Obviously, you know, you've been through life with different dudes and had your experiences with different people, and then at age 30.
But that's not every woman. Some women, listen, I have one daughter, and I told her I want her to be a virgin until she's 30. That's my pact with her. And I don't know if it's going to work. Right now, she's an asexual, while all her friends are just riding down the rainbow. She picked the A, and I'm very glad for that. So not every woman is like that. We got to stop generalizing.
No, yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying?
Is your life more?
But can I say this? Can I say this?
The woman's life more in danger from having a child after 30?
Why? Why? We're still young. We have eggs. We have a vagina. I don't understand.
Nobody said that. I said it is more dangerous.
I would say more so.
And more problems can happen.
That could be. Yes, that could be, but that could also be when you're young.
Exactly.
That could also be when you're young. Some of these girls are having, now that they freaking normalize teenagers having kids, okay? It could be very dangerous, all right? So let me just end it with this.
Because we've been here for... I thought they was marrying kids.
It is not cool to be pregnant as a teenager. I don't care.
What you mean normalizing? They've been marrying kids off at 12 since...
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Since the beginning of
time. And it's sad. We need to stop doing that. But let me just say this. Yeah, what I want to do right now is I just want to end it with this. Can we just for like just 1 minute just talk good about each other. Like, I really need us to do that. Can we just say one thing good? Because that's what's going to make a change. Can we start loving each other, you guys? Listen, even though I've never been with a black man, sometimes I fetishize what it would be like, you know, because I just see my brother's face. I don't know if that's weird, but if I'm talking to a black guy, sometimes I see one of my cousin's face or my brother. I'm like, ugh, you know, because they become like a family member to me. But what I'm saying is, let's talk about black men in a good way. Like, for instance, like who's that one guy that's always on all the Tyler Perry movies with the green eyes? Yeah. Let's talk. You know what's what I'm talking about. The light skinned one with the green eyes. He's in all the Tyler Perry. I didn't get his name.
I just have a real quick question because I'm genuinely.
Or the guy in Boys in the Hood that got killed. What's his name?
Look at them light skin preferences.
No, okay. Let's talk. Listen, no, even dark skinned men too. But I'm just saying, the black man is. Let me just say this: the black man is actually good looking. Okay, I'm actually into the Brooklyn basketball team right now. That lost to the Celtics. Okay, what the heck's going on? Let me tell you, there's a lot of hot men in there. I'm about to go to a Brooklyn game because I live in Connecticut. Okay, there's a lot. I'll be sitting there. I'm single. Okay, so let's talk. Let's talk good about each other. Can you guys say one? Yeah, can you guys say one thing good about black women? Go ahead.
Andrea, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I honestly believe the Black Americans
We're gonna let you speak.
Look into being Sunni Muslim. Look into Islam, because Islam preaches that you have to be kind to women. Be kind to women over and over again. And what he was preaching wasn't always kind, because that demographic, I think he said between 30, after 30, or was it after 35? I can't remember. But that's a huge demographic of women who have children.
Yeah.
And you don't know their circumstances.
Right.
They have children and they're single.
Right.
That's a huge.
And why no empathy for the single mom?
Exactly.
Like, God dang, do you want to know how hard it is to raise kids? And now you guys talking about you want us to financially take care of them because you guys don't want to pay child support. So what if all black women were like, okay, we'll pay child support. Now we're doing everything. This is not fair.
Yeah, be kind
can you?
to women.
I think it should be a bank account. It should be a bank account.
And
bank account?
Women give
Yeah, it should be a bank account. One single bank account. Both parents put in the same equal amount of money.
Okay. For what? The kid?
Yep, for child support.
Okay. I'm not opposed to that idea.
I have 5 kids. 4 kids live with me, and I spend more money on the 1 kid than I do for the 4 that live with me.
Oh, okay. Then you just need to go back to court. You need a better attorney.
Because my child support is doable. That's doable. You know what I'm saying? $300 a month ain't nothing for real.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I don't spend $300 a month on the 4 kids that live with me. You get what I'm saying?
You guys are so pressed about the child support. Oh my God. Okay, officially young. Can you say something good about black women? Can y'all say something good? Because Kevin didn't do that. I don't think.
Yeah, I can.
You say something good about black women?
Go ahead, young.
I just had a real quick woo wop. I was trying to ask before, but I'm very respectful, so I don't like to interrupt people because I like mutual.
Okay, just get to your point. Love you.
Okay, so I had a question earlier about what you were saying about criminals. Now I know that's not the topic. I just had a genuine question about
tonight.
It's kind of like it's messing with my brain cells. When dude was talking about the girl that had like threw the hot water or something on the dude or something like that, he was saying how that is assault, right? Which it is. Obviously, everybody know that. Now, when you were saying it was justifiable to an extent, this is a hypothesis just based off of my experience and what I heard. You were saying it was at least slightly justifiable because he cheated on, right? Which is messed up. Don't get me wrong. Cheating's horrible on dude and female side. Nobody should cheat. If you don't want to be with somebody, then just leave. Simple as that. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Now, obviously, he deserves some type of.
I already have my answer.
Huh?
I already have my answer. Have you ever heard of crime via passion?
Come in.
The passion.
Let me throw a pot of boiling water on a woman there.
Oh, well, listen.
Guess
Guess what? Maybe you did when you were cheating on her for her X amount of years. Maybe that boiling water was internally. And there is such thing as crime of passion. Okay, and that's actually, you can get away with murder if you do it that way. I'm not trying to give nobody no ideas. Let me tell you.
No, yeah. I was just my question was, so if a dude gets caught cheating and she throws hot water on him, which can cause 3rd-degree burns and like mess them up for life, or I mean, if they're weak enough, they could die, but like not really. It's kind of rare. But if that was justifiable because he cheated, is it just as justifiable if a female cheats on a dude and like his sister beats her ass or like?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely freaking not. And like I said, I never said it was okay for those of you in the back that don't get it. Said it was okay for the boiling water to be pushed on the man. But what I'm saying is you guys didn't even consider what led up to her making that passionable crime. Okay. I mean, so what you're negating, and listen, and do you know, and listen, and my thing is this, do you know the abuse that she was going through on a day-to-day basis, mentally, physically? You don't know. You only think about the water, but you don't think about what led up to that. That's the problem.
Wait. That's why I said it was a hypothesis, because I didn't want to.
But what I'm saying is your hypothesis is a little obsolete because you need to look at the whole situation, and that's the problem, that you guys aren't looking at the holistic approach.
But that's with every situation. You can't just generalize it because it's happening to a woman.
He said she was cheating. That is a reason to put. That's a reason to react. So he pretty much, I would say,
if somebody can bring you that far,
he revoked her to do it. He provoked her. He provocation. Provocation is a thing. He provoked her to do it.
Wait, Miss Andrew, yeah. Real quick. You said you're like 30 or something like that?
I'm 36. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you believe in mutual respect?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now I'm asking that just because I was raised.
You think cheating is respectful?
No, wait, no, that's not what I was talking about. I'm asking for
provocation. You know what I mean?
I was asking for the mutual respect just to be heard and not be interrupted.
Everybody got a college degree up in the beast.
I just wanted to ask for that. Well, so when
everybody's a professor here.
When it comes to dude pouring the female pouring hot water on them, you were saying that you didn't say that it was justifiable. However, when the dude had said something about it, I don't remember his name. When you said something about it, you did say, well, because he cheated, so whatever, right? So that was. I
didn't say whatever, but what I
wait. That was psychologically agreeing with them without actually saying. You said it was because meaning it was a result of. So you were saying he got it on him because he was cheating. Okay, I understand it. Cheating's not cool. However, it can't be switched when
so many trolls in here.
Female cheats and a dude retaliates. It can't be switched because she.
What I'm saying is this. I know where you're going with this. It's not okay, but you're taking too long. I have to go. Let me tell you this. Yeah, but you're taking a long time to get your point across, and I live in Connecticut. We got to keep it popping over here. Listen, it's not okay. It's not okay to do violence. I have no I guess tolerance for criminals. Okay, I think if you do the crime, you do the time. Okay, and if you can negotiate a better time, good for you. Get an attorney. But I don't think it's okay to put boiling water on a woman. But I don't think it's okay to cheat. This isn't a tit for tat here. They were both wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. Okay, that's the answer. All right, you guys, I gotta go. Listen, if you trolls didn't enjoy my show today, I don't know what to tell you. You should have just scrolled up. But I had a blast. Thank you all for coming.
Bye,
Queen, I hope you come back. Guys, I want to hear more what you have to say. But remember, the answer will always be love. Point blank, period.